I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. From what you guys said last time, you want to go to one of the only cities you guys have not yet been, or the only city you guys have not yet been, right?
I think it's the only one, yeah.
Boston, yes.
Which is one of the oldest and grandest cities, Toposagan, or previously known as Holo.
The Grand Ole Opry.
Was there someone that we needed to send a message to?
It's also the 20th of Belnick, the last day of the month. So make sure you pay your taxes.
I was gonna say,
Bro, I can't remember the password of this. This is wild behavior.
Dude, I tried to get into it the other day to set it up for Carson, and I was like, oh, it's password.
No, I see what's going on.
Tasbo.
Yeah.
I got an alert at night. It's like, yo, niggas accessing your account. I was like, yo!
That's
I
funny.
reset everything, but it should be the same password.
From just sending some more.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, not again.
I figured you turned it
I was
off.
like, is the Taiwanese guy trying to fucking goon on my shit again?
So, Tobin,
Yeah.
for the 19th of Belnick, before the night ends, we're going to send a message to
I think you sent a message. I thought we sent a message. It was one of the last things we did that session.
I have the 18th, I sent it to the tower.
Like, for real?
Oh, was that not on the night? You did it last session.
Wait, Grebin. Oh, Grebin.
Oh, yeah, I made it all one Stubin last time.
Oh yeah, no, you sent it to the wizard.
Yeah.
I was about to say you guys sent one last time already.
Oh, that's right.
I have them all written right
I'm gonna
here.
try and remember what the new password I made is.
Cringe. Well, you left here, so I figured you would turn the password off. All I did was.
Yeah.
I thought I had, but it's the account that's the issue, not the.
Oh,
Is it
shut
the
up,
ice
dude.
cream ready?
Oh, stop.
I don't know if my dad's even making ice cream.
I left the
was.
password all one.
So my dad told me he's
Bro,
not
you
making
suck
ice
on it.
cream because he hates you.
He brought up.
He's
That's
making ice
weird.
cream.
He's like, I hate
He
that.
said you guys hate my Frostburn fries, but you want my Frostburn ice cream? No chance.
I didn't
Somebody
say
says peacock and nobody backs
I
up.
never said the word hate.
Somebody says poopcock and the world loses their mind.
All right, boys. So it is the 20th of Belnick. There is rain today, if you guys care. It is raining. So it's kind of a dreary day.
It's 3 a.m.
What,
raincoat.
Do you guys have anything? Do you guys have anything you want to do in the city before
Wait, from leveling up, did I get more
before moving on?
skill? Like, constitution or anything like that? Do I get to put anything in that? From the
You
last
just hit level 10, so
Yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
12.
hit level 10?
I don't know.
Yeah, last session you guys hit level 10, correct?
Did
We did, you didn't. That sucks.
Yeah.
We did level up.
You hit level 10 after fighting the dragons. You guys
So
got
you
a
get like
ton.
more health and stuff. Did you do that?
I did not.
No.
You got the health.
Someone
Oh,
might
wait,
have
no,
to-
I think I did. I put plus 12 on there.
I get plus 12 health. What?
Or no, that's a minus sign. I think that was just what. No, that was my last health in that fight.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not do that.
Finger 1 while everything needs at least 2. Alright, this is unlocked now, I think. Whatever, man. Don't look at the photos! For real, I don't know what's on.
Don't look at the tax returns.
Anything I
It's just-
could or would
it's
do
just
to
Tobin's
Ethan and I
feet.
send to each other.
Yeah, it's just random fit pictures of Tobin's feet.
It's just me doing goat seed.
And they're blistery,
Like
dude.
300 photos, each with a date and time different.
There's one from this morning. You have like blood on you.
It's me checking for polyps.
Are you guys doing anything in the city, or do you want to go? Are you using the staff of the Magi to go directly to?
Wait, how do I add them?
Did we rest?
If you hit the top
Yeah,
left.
the end
Oh,
of
yeah,
last
use that.
session, you
Okay.
guys long rested.
Okay. So it's gonna be morning. We're
And
gonna
then just
go
walk secret.
to Token Savior.
Alright, what do we want to stock up on?
Swapping
We want to
numbers.
look for a potion of speed?
Wouldn't be bad.
Nope.
Yeah,
Just
if
wait.
they have one.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Playing a monk in Cliffs and having him give me haste, I was like, hey, yo, missing like 6 attacks.
Yeah.
But it is haste is so dope.
That's
I did want
usually
to
what we use. 7.
see that.
7 is like.
Can I go to a magic
But,
shop and look for that
It's like the aggregate.
real quick?
Okay, so
Right
plus-
quick.
Isn't that what I?
Yeah.
Get that right quick.
It does it for you.
Hey, nephew!
Hey. Let me get a PDF
Just go ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and do a basic carousing check. So just make an investigation check. Carousing would count as you like asking people where to look, looking at street signs.
Cruising on down Main Street.
I should know the city, right?
Guidance told
You weren't really raised here, but you were trained here, correct? So you would probably have advantage on this
I
check.
was like, can I have advantage?
You can. There's no reason why you
Or if he
would.
was looking
If I
with
go
me.
with them.
Yeah, or if you just make the check, you can have advantage
That's a
on
good
your
one.
own.
Let's see what Spirit of the Dying is.
Spare the dying is within a minute if they're
Over
down.
16?
You can touch them and they are stable.
That's pretty good.
I'm taking that one.
That's a cantrip.
Which is crazy because you're not stable.
And technically, again, you have all of them memorized, so each day you can change your spell loadout out if you so choose.
So you're good.
Okay.
Do all the spells. Okay.
Dude, I need to get faster at writing. Legibly faster, I should say. I can
Yeah,
write and
you
add
say
fast, I
accuracy.
just can't read it. And I would type, but I got so much shit from it already, I don't want anything else.
Dude, my mom has the most gnarly cursive.
So does my mom.
It's great, but I'm like, dude,
You can't read, it's
you're the only
impeccable.
one that can read. She would send me letters on my mission. Like, by the halfway through, I was like, I miss talking to you. Can you do it in English? Because I have no idea what
My
you're
mom
saying.
makes me like look for stuff she leaves on her desk every day, and not only does she write in cursive, she writes in shorthand, and I'm like, bitch, I can't find it ever. There's
like-
300 files
It's
here.
like dots and
Legit, I'm like, I
lines.
can't read. I cannot read a sealed book. Like, dude, drives me nuts every time. Cause like, and then half the time she can't read it. So like, she's like, hey, will you start dinner? I like pull the recipe card out. I'm like, okay, I know what it tastes like. Like that's as far as it can get me.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw, there was one pull I saw Trump was on 19.
You are able to. You're able to find a potion shop. There are several in the city.
Potion seller.
You're able to find one.
Going into
However, are you interested in any potion they have, or are you specifically seeking after a potion of fly? Of
you probably should get some
haste?
healing too, because last time we all could have used some more healing.
Yeah, probably that. Potion of haste for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe some heals. Some heals.
So this shop has healing potions, but they do not have potions of speed. There are multiple in the city you could check, though.
I think we're fine. You took haste.
No.
Somebody took haste. They just told me.
Ethan has it.
No, somebody.
But that, I can't, like, I'm already concentrating on.
Yeah, I was saying he
something else. I'm
he
not
always
doing
has
this.
concentration up. So it's not that big of a deal. Most
They
of
have
the
a
time,
potion
'cause-
of
especially 'cause
superior
we clarified
healing.
the rules at Cliffs last time, which is you only get one extra attack out of that. So it's not as OP as we
Oh, does it say
thought.
that?
Yes, which is very cringe. Because when we did it here, we read it and we're like, okay, we're fine. And then at Cliffs, we read the rest of the statement, which is if the extra action is used to make the attack action, you get one attack. Which is why I wasn't making as many attacks on my monk as I could have.
That actually sucks.
Yeah, so you don't get double. So with, I think it was just confusion because with action surge, you just get one free another action.
Action.
Yeah.
So you can use multi-attack. But with haste, you only get to make one more attack. Not
Now,
two.
the only
not
workaround
three.
of that is monks because you get a full action, which means you get a bonus action as well. Is that correct?
No.
Mm-mm.
That's what I said. So basically, I cheated last
No,
time.
it just
as well.
says you can make one extra attack.
But I missed all
dash,
my attacks,
hide,
so it's fine.
disengage. There's a few things you can do, but
Is shield maiden up?
no,
That's fine. I just use it for dice rolls potentially.
I don't have access to it yet.
What?
But you just said you just told me I didn't have access to it.
No.
No, he
well,
couldn't
you
get
have,
to yours.
Yeah, you have my credentials. so
Not
you
that it
can-
really matters.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
using
that's
regular
logged in
dice.
on my home computer to set.
We're
it
just
up.
high enough level. Past like level 8, it's like.
No, I
dice
was
starts to
mostly
get harder to keep
going to use
track
Shield Maiden if we ever had large combat where I could handle it for like zombies and stuff like
of.
that.
Oh, you can handle large stuff. Man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
If I could get that TV working, I might put the initiative up there too.
How much is that healing? It's probably pretty expensive.
It's 1,000 gold for a potion of superior healing.
I think we're okay.
That's an arrogant.
There
person.
are 4 shops, so do you want to check all 4?
Yep.
Might as well.
Just say you spend a few hours searching.
Now I
the
will
city.
say
How
that.
many hours though?
Do they have lesser potions of healing?
Of speed.
No, this one doesn't. But we'll say
'Cause
you
the
can
speed does-
visit all 4 shops, kind of walk through the city at 2 hours of
Oh, okay.
walking.
Speed
on it.
does help a lot with the AC and movement
Am I
speed, though.
recognized
It
as we go
does.
out?
Because the AC is pretty big.
Yeah, you would be
That's
pretty
really-
widely
that's
recognized,
pretty-
especially
Yeah,
after
it's
what
very
happened
good. So-
yesterday. And those who
And, yeah,
didn't
being able
witness
to
what
move
you
is
did,
important. Do you provoke opportunity?
well, at least
attacks?
heard
I
of
don't
what
know
you've
if you
done.
do.
At least I'm not sure.
Let's just say
Oh,
that
my
I'm
stomach
like
is like.
mingling as
rolling,
we go,
man.
You still do, you just
Two
get double
burgers.
trying to
Yeah.
These niggas give me food poisoning again.
boost.
So
Tosh gave me that horrific thing his family all had.
you guys go to the second shop. Still no potion of speed. However, they do have potions of healing for 50 gold each.
So, hold on.
Let's just
brother.
grab one for everyone.
Yeah.
I have 3 regular
Do we have Patron?
potions of healing,
I have one.
and then 1 supreme. So I can distribute those.
Supreme?
Yeah, I used mine, so I would love one.
I'll take one then. So we just need one.
Everyone
more?
should probably have 2 regular potions of healing.
Yeah, we should still buy some.
Okay, let's do that.
Worst case, my brother always dies
So,
immediately,
I
but we can make
need
him run
So
around.
I'll give one. I'll give one to you.
Okay, fine.
I'll keep.
I guess the main thing is just how many do we need to buy so we can all just say we have to?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
distribution.
Also,
doesn't
Cliff,
matter.
I'm giving you one inspiration for just kind of describing what you're doing as you go throughout the city.
Thanks, man.
I'm describing
So
that I'm
you have-
helping my friends.
You know, you're losing one for
Oh,
coffee.
that's what
I'm just kidding.
Carson, you probably don't
I'm
have
not
any
teachers.
potions.
I don't
have any.
Yeah.
Is it winter, right?
It's gonna stay that way.
Yeah, it's winter, so it's cold. And as I said today, it's
I
like
got third level
raining.
spells.
Yeah. So in that case, instead of
so
thigh
I
chafe
have
and
Beacon of
balls
Hope
chafe, they're
and
instead too
Spirit
dry,
Guardians
and I'm
as well.
itching them as I walk a lot. Does that count?
But you're walking super wide.
Yeah,
I don't
and I'm
know.
like stretching. I have sandpaper taped to the inside.
I don't necessarily need any, so.
I had one.
I'm doing that. Here's a real descriptive thing. I'm doing that thing where you twist the sack to itch it.
You had none.
You're twisting, you're braiding all your pubes so they're tight, and so they help scratch the skin.
They're in a
So you
samurai
just have
top
a
knot.
You don't want
On top of that,
but you don't want another one? Like a lesser one?
That is hilarious.
that's a great visual. I'm gonna make AI make that
Might
tonight.
as well.
Can you?
So
Why
they-
do that?
They're lesser. It's a lesser.
The
one.
people I was
so
raiding
it's
with in
just
Final
a regular
Fantasy
potion.
14, every in between each failed pull.
So you have
They would
3,
just-
I have 1, so that's 4. That covers 2. He has
It'd be
none,
like
he has
ghosts
none.
jizzing.
Hayden,
He just
how
gave
many
me
potions do you have?
0.
Okay, so we need 6 potions of
Two.
healing.
He just gave me 2 then.
Yeah, but then
But it's like.
We just need to know the
Probably
total
by
for
one.
everyone here. So.
Also, I don't think you guys used any in your last fight, where you could have.
My
too,
brother
so-
did, I think. I think he used his last one.
Okay. Well, so 50. So they're
300.
50 each, so 300 gold. He also has a potion of supreme healing, but it's very expensive.
Does it have the red Supreme logo on it?
Yeah,
Potion of hype beast
Jake
healing.
Paul's dabbing on it. Yeah.
It's Prime.
It's just a white bubble.
You want to check the other two shops?
Doc disrespects.
Do you want me to let you know of any other notable potions I find that might be helpful?
Are they
Sure.
just?
Yeah.
There's a potion of growth, 200.
Also called Viagra.
Gas station dick
See,
pills.
I'll do.
Yeah.
Because you could put
Monkey
yourself.
Cialis.
It's like an larger dose, essentially, but I think you can do it
See,
with
I
Staff
also
the
love
Magi.
yes.
But you can do it twice.
Using
I think you can, because it just says applies this effect.
You know what? Actually, what I am looking for, this is like later for the,
I'll
what are
grab
those
that.
worm fiends?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can we say? I think we already said Ian fixed my bow, right? He mended it on the end of the last station. I think we
Yeah,
just said it.
he can
'Cause
mend
the
it
string
during
snapped.
the long rest you guys just had.
And I am proficient in woodcutter's tools. But yeah, I'll grab that potion token.
Yeah, it's just the string snapped because it was
The
dry
What
fire again.
money?
I have money.
Oh, do you have?
So isn't
Are
your
you
money
spending
all
your own,
group
or-
money?
I'll spend
Like, don't
Well,
all
no,
of you own
Cliff
the
has also
money?
distributed individual funds as we've
Oh,
gone
okay.
on.
Which I do need to do that
He's
again.
basically our Andrew Tate. He's our pimp.
I also, Cliff, I worked out, I read over
He's a
the
top
rules on
G.
like constructing magic items and found that like too much time would have to pass. So I've made like a custom rule set that I think will be fair, but also be able to
Yeah, I thought
do
the
in this
rules for
campaign.
making
my-
magic items have
Yeah,
always been
just for
weird.
combining the
stone.
two.
Yeah.
What it's gonna do is you'll need to spend during long rest. It'll take like 5 days of doing it just during your long rest.
I see.
So no additional time. But then sometime in the next month or so, I think you should need to dedicate 2 full days as well.
Okay.
So 7 in total, but 5 are just while you're long resting. You just have to state like, this is what I'm doing during a long rest.
Yeah.
And then
you
2
nailed the
days
pipe
where like
bomb
you
to
need to
somebody.
take downtime to be like, I'm gonna have to sit at my forge and really work on this
Yeah.
for those 2
My
days.
goon forge.
So if you guys ever have downtime where everyone's doing stuff in the city, that may be what you would do, basically. Does that work, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
fine.
And then,
Is
well,
it
yeah,
a potion of
you'll have the
progress,
effect of
right?
both items. They'll be merged into one. You can
Yes.
rename it if you want.
I think
It'll be a
it's
new
higher.
item,
Right.
and then it will require just single to
Or
it.
no, yours is identical.
Speaking of like forge,
It would help me for
any
sure.
purpose
Yeah.
Okay, so you can mark that
in this
down.
campaign
You have
to
that.
like having a portable forge that like we put
Oh, wait,
inside
I'm
the
on my
portable?
phone.
I mean, you look about him, who all he's doing is making arrows, right? But could you? Oh, you're not an artificer, are you?
No.
Why are you making arrows?
For the masons? When we
But
get
like
there?
how your background?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
wood
okay.
carver. When I looked at wood carvers can do that.
I would say, yeah, with a forge you could craft items.
The Death Knight or the
Me or
Iftin?
Yeah.
Anyone who has
Iftin the Death Tyrant.
whoever has proficiency with forge tools
Yes.
could craft items instead of
Like
using a
the
forge. He was just asking.
4,437 gold.
Wait, did I?
Cool.
No.
Because I scooped it into the.
Whoopsie.
Into the
Toasted.
hole.
Yeah, while it was, you scooped it in while it was like collapsing.
Yeah. So if you want to add that to like group funds.
What was this?
Raw dog.
At the Vampire's
What
Castle.
is it?
Oh, I did the Vampire's Castle because I had the book of
This
Cursed
rap is a
Smiths.
war crime.
This was the what?
Iftin the Death Tyrant.
It's so
Oh,
funny,
he's right.
bro.
He's right. The Death Tyrant had. Yeah, that's right. Did you add the Death
Why
Tyrant?
did I not
There
write
was
that
like
down?
4,000 gold, 300 silver.
Yeah.
So if you want to add that to group funds,
How am I gonna put that?
What else
skull
was
on
in
it?
there?
a bunch of scrolls. And
How you gonna do
potions
what?
that just
I want to
have-
put the skull on
I'm
it,
trying to distribute
but
them.
it's big.
Can you? What are some
How
of the
are we
scrolls
gonna
and
do that?
potions?
So,
Gotta have
You'd
it.
have to use magic to reduce it.
so I just gave Hayden
Who could ask to do that?
Potion of
Cross
frost
giant
doing strength.
strength
Who the
potion.
freak is first?
I've got a clairvoyant potion.
Okay, yeah.
That's supreme healing.
Oh,
With
clearance.
that.
Morden Canaan private sanctum scroll. Raised dead scroll. Temple of the gods.
Okay, alright.
Caden's
I
private
have
bean
all
cave.
that.
Okay.
So that came from Iftin's place? Alright, then I have it.
Okay.
We have 6,000 gold
Okay.
Damn.
currently. But,
Then that sounds probably correct.
okay.
I just wanted to make sure that was.
I'm gonna start playing
Yeah, no,
Neverwinter
thank you.
again.
You are. Monique
The-
wants to all the time.
Recent
So,
reviews
you
are
need to-
positive again.
You need to play Foxhole with me.
I have looked at Fox.
Cliff, did you say you were looking for
bought too
another
many
type of
games.
potion for something?
Yeah. Scrolls.
Potion of scrolls.
Okay, then we'll do that next because that will be at like a magic item shop.
Queen.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
There's vanilla and Dole with. Dole with.
Do you want me to hurry and see if there's potions of speed in the other two shops?
Yes.
We can just do it quick. There is a potion of speed at the next shop.
Is it 200,000 gold?
No, 200,000?
It's considered very rare.
No, so it is selling for
Something
10,000
of an
gold.
Asian myself.
Still impossible, dude. Not.
I didn't know they were so expensive. Yeah, they're
I
very
know.
rare
That's why-
potions.
that's why-
I guess that makes sense
There's
by how
nothing
strong they
against-
are.
Something against you, I just.
I mean,
You hike 16 miles and go
I just-
six.
to be fair, I mean
insane.
that's like a discount if it's supposed to be 100,000. Dang.
I thought it was 200. Maybe it's.
No, consumables are always half the cost. But also with this, I added a range to the generator so that way, like a magic item has a more range instead of being a set price.
I was looking for protection from evil and good.
Okay. Protection from good and evil scrolls.
Oh, now you got chocolate.
Let me look.
I'll bring you one.
There we go. What level spell is it? 3? Or
Oh, this one got a tiny cup?
2?
You got a big cup?
Yeah, there were 2 in there.
First level.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't see why I didn't get a cup, actually. It's all starting to make sense, actually. So it's actually fine, actually. Oh, there's only one of these, too, so. Carson's gonna have to get a cone.
He has a gun.
Okay, good.
Why don't you go ahead and make the same check again with advantage, the cruising
You
check.
got a cone and a cone. Okay, dude.
Am I adding anything to it?
Yeah, you add your investigation to a cruising check.
Put the cone up.
No, 18.
I wish everybody just
Yeah, in the Church of Selron, they usually are selling scrolls of this nature that are more like religious based, and is a first level spell. Let me look at my calculations here. It is. It doesn't require any consumed materials, right?
How many
I thought
hours
you
did it
were
take
gonna
you?
dump. I don't know.
How many hours did it take you? What time did you go? What time did you go back?
So, they have 3 of these scrolls available at the moment, and because of your status as a chain knight, they are willing to part with them at essentially cost to create them, and so they're willing to part with them for 10 gold.
5 a.m.
Yeah, buy those up.
15. Right, Tobin?
Huh?
The hike started
16. 16. It was 8.5 up, and by the time we hit the parking lot, it was 16.
He's talking about his preferred girl age.
16. In Sweden.
In Louisiana. You're 4 years safe there.
So, are we at the scroll shop?
Yeah, were you looking? Well, no, so he was seeking out a specific scroll. There isn't like a scroll shop, but he found what he was looking for at the church. Do you want to look for one as well?
I don't have one in specific. I just was looking to see.
Shopping is fun.
Hey, Mom.
Hello.
Hello.
How was the hike?
It's hard.
Gonna be waiting for you.
Carson,
You
went
got
with me.
sun.
Yeah,
So
I've been
did
walking.
I.
I've been walking around like I have cerebral palsy. So
And we put on sunscreen, too. Didn't
I
matter.
hope I don't
Only
break my
once?
legs.
Yeah, but we were in
So I
shade
can
half the
become
time.
paralyzed.
yeah, it was fine.
I guess
most
it
of
was
the
a 7-hour hike, so I didn't think about it.
time.
3-hour tour.
It took you 7 hours.
Yeah, the average time is 8, so
Oh,
we did a
that
quicker.
was pretty good.
quicker
How was it?
It was really pretty at the
Always.
top. You could we were above mountains because
Yeah.
the Ben Lomond mountain peak is so tall that we looked down on the peaks of other mountains.
We got to one spot and thought we were done.
And Carson's like, I think that's it. We look in the distance, huge mountain in the distance, and I'm like, dude, we've already gone 6 miles. There's no way that's it. Carson's like, I'm pretty sure it is. So we hiked to the top of
Oh,
that.
was it
mountain.
15 miles each way?
No,
Oh.
no, but when you're hiking, a mile is 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, when you're going
Oh, yeah,
uphill
so
and
we-
downhill.
Yeah, and that what is it 8.5 miles? That was all uphill.
Yeah, it was brutal uphill. That last part, we almost had to crawl. It was nothing but switchbacks the whole way up. We were dying.
Yeah,
Carson and I, Brock was like,
Did
yeah,
you
I'm
say
doing okay
it
with
again?
Carson. What?
Just take a
Oh,
gun.
do I need to get some more?
No.
Or did you got
What if you saw bears?
Oh, it's just a random.
Oh,
Just in case we couldn't make it.
Brock was what?
let me go get
I was like, Brock was doing okay, because he had just done all this uphill training. But Carson and I were both just we take 10 steps and be like, okay, everybody stop.
Yeah.
We have to rest.
Yeah, I was I felt in shape enough. It was just my joints and
Yeah,
legs
dude.
were not
I
conditioned
wasn't,
for
but
that.
I felt great, except for at the top, there was no air.
Yeah.
The whole way up. Literally.
Yeah,
there's-
Okay,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
last switchbacks just were brutal.
Yeah, I literally
Didn't do the Lance Armstrong, you should have blood doped. Solve
Yeah,
all your problems
it
right
was-
there.
It was brutal, but it was fun. It was really. I'm glad we did it. But that's that's something you do once, maybe twice a year,
Oh, here we go.
because it's yeah.
Once in the peak of winter and once.
I'd like to do another hike in the fall, maybe one that's not so. I don't mind the length, but maybe one that's not so brutal.
That's what she said.
Or just be better
Not me.
equipped. Have to wrap my feet and my toes because they were all
She said that though.
they were just I'm walking on pure blisters. I'm not kidding. The bottom of my feet are just pure
Were you in
blisters.
just regular tennis
Really?
shoes?
No, I had hiking shoes, but they're $100 hiking shoes, but they suck.
Yeah.
They suck.
I
You
have,
gotta
a,
get
I have
real
a big
specific ones.
fat one
Yeah.
on my heel.
I think I should have brought running shoes. I think running shoes would have been better than hiking shoes, honestly.
Barefoot.
Yeah, it sucked.
Well, your feet love your running shoes anyway.
Carson,
Sure.
you can
Hey,
prepare
Tobe.
the still curse, right?
Yes, mother.
Well,
It's a 3rd level.
You have your
cleric
green
spell.
screen in here
I know.
and your tripod.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever
Sure.
you would like to take those over to you.
I'll probably clean that out on Sunday and move my D&D stuff in there.
Yeah, because we most of the. Oh, I texted you actually for yours.
No. The big box of plastic works.
But you do still have the Shape Hunter gear.
I do.
We could make part 2. We
You
should
did
make
that
part
green
2.
screen. You know what that was for?
Yes, we should make part 2 of Shape Hunter.
All the sweet After Effects. I'm gonna keep that green
Yeah,
screen.
so that's
And
that,
World War
We'll
2000.
have that cleaned off, and that can be your D&D
no, I don't have it.
set of shelves.
Beast Stokers.
You have your
Yeah.
treasure box in there too.
When you got level 3
Okay.
spells, right?
Yeah.
You might not have it as prepared.
Yeah, I'll pack it
as
up.
like
It'll
what
be
you
better
said.
to put my D&D stuff in there anyway, because we just have to walk it right in here. It'll be nice.
Do I have
better.
any?
Yeah,
Well,
it'll
if
be
you want,
better.
when you're done cleaning up.
You technically know every spell up to the level you can know. You know them all. You just prepare a certain amount a day.
Okay.
Good to see you. Are you guys coming
Okay.
over at all tomorrow?
I haven't prepared
No,
it, but
I have
yes,
so much
do
work
know.
I have to
I would
do.
like you
Okay.
to.
We
No,
wanted
I
to,
never did hear back
but
from
Thursday's
anybody.
Savannah's mom's birthday, and Friday
Still
is
curse
the
marriage.
bridal shower. They're doing all the wedding stuff, so we're busy every single day. So I have to work tomorrow, sadly.
I just hadn't heard from anybody, so I didn't know what.
Sorry, that would be really. We might come up and swim sometime this week. I don't know when though, just because we're so busy this week.
Yeah.
But
You know where to find the pool.
love you, Mom.
Okay, love you. Glad you survived the hike.
I did for
Well,
now.
thank you.
Listen, I hope by tomorrow you've survived. You okay?
I think so, yeah.
We both skinwalkers, maybe. Skinwankers.
I had a crazy fever dream after the hike too. I went to nap. Do you know who Shad is? Like this old internet personality.
Yes.
Wait.
Pro
Shadiversity?
pedophilia.
Shad man or Shad?
He just wrote. He like drew. He drew like pedophilia online.
Yes, Shadman.
No,
Hold
I
on
was
a second.
thinking of somebody.
No
else.
such
is.
thing with cartoons.
But he
was not
I had a
Shadman.
dream last night where my email was blowing up because he drew a naked pet like picture of me on his Twitter. That's what I dreamed.
He got arrested, but not for pedophilia.
Yeah, we got arrested for.
Aggravated assault.
No, it
With a
was.
knife. Wasn't he? Didn't he
Yeah, it was
stab him?
for assault with a deathly weapon with intent.
Deathly even.
No, it was. It's like assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. So it was a pretty bad
The funny
charge.
thing was, he drew a bunch of Nazi stuff, but he was a Hispanic dude. Well,
Okay.
Which kind of tracks, to be honest.
So,
Tracks real hard, brother.
Are you
That's why I'm
guys
coming around
are you
with
guys
weapons.
done shopping around?
Tracks.
Well, we could do all
Okay,
day shopping.
with the potion shop passing and with sort of searching for the scrolls, we'll say a total of 3 hours has passed. So it's around 11 o'clock. It's around noon. Around lunch.
Before we go, I need to spend some time in the temple. And so we can even say this is like when I went shopping. Like when I went looking for the scroll, maybe I separated from them for a time.
How much to go for the 2 o'clock session?
Also,
I'm not gonna joke about anything.
I'm guessing you're with them, right, Hayden?
Oh.
Like as they're shopping around.
Oh yeah. Don't.
Good, you can try.
As
No, not again. No, not again, brother.
pickpocketed.
My character draws a sword and cuts off the first person's head who comes up and talks to me. It's like a 4-year-old.
As you are in one of the shops, like your friends are
I'm in a
perusing, you hear a voice like say your name, an old-sounding voice.
An old Kenku sounding voice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
You
alright, here
turn
we go.
around and see the same elderly Kenku that you've met like months ago, at least like a month and a half
To be
ago.
fair, she was actually really helpful.
The prophet one?
Yeah, the one who gave you the prophecy. She says that she knew you were in the city as soon as you entered, and she has an update on this prophecy for you that she thinks is important that you
Oh.
hear.
Yes, I thank her for her previous guidance as well. And I compliment her on her lovely, totally real jewelry. Actually, maybe it is real now after I paid her all that money last time.
Also, her rates have increased.
Probably.
Income level.
But I do thank her, genuinely. I say thank you very much for your...
She says
Guidance.
she sees two futures. One where Delanar and Okrose join forces together and become the greatest power of good to ever exist in Chainyia.
And what's the good one?
But she sees a second where Delanar and Okrose tear each other apart, destroying two pillars of the world. She doesn't know what path will lead to either, but she knows that there is only one path that will lead to the good one.
What is that path?
Money.
She says that she is not sure, but she knows that
We can find it together.
it involves something that only you can do, and something you must do soon.
No gain, no pain, no.
Well, I think
I have to kill
we
him?
should probably go to the scrying pool with a new question.
Yeah, hey,
You can.
Miss Kenku, you want to go to this grind pool? Meet real seers?
Well, you have Carson.
True.
You have
If it's
one
something only
question.
I can do, I'm assuming that means killing my grandfather, but
You okay?
I thank her, and does she want money for this?
She says no. This is far too urgent.
I'm gonna pay her from my personal funds anyways,
Oh.
because I like her.
I'll give you inspiration for that. She tells you.
2 gold.
She tells you that the path that paves to either future will begin soon, very soon, depending on what you do.
I give her 155
What
gold.
was it, Okrose and
She
Delanar?
says
This is way
that
less
she
than
knows that
That's all I have.
her people, her people also have an important part to play. Keep that in mind. The Kenku.
Okay.
So what was it? Delaran and Okrose would.
We will either join forces and be good for the world, or we will destroy each other. And
Yeah, either Delanar and Okrose will
Killers.
join together and become the
a house
greatest force
divided
of good.
cannot stand, brother.
Or they will end up tearing each other apart,
Said by a
destroying.
fake nigga who never lived.
Wasn't Toposager the...
Probably.
Or
Well, I
city?
don't care if it did or not.
Wasn't it a Kenku city?
Civil War
Holo.
never happened.
And it wasn't a
That's why
Kenku,
everybody's
it was a
slaves.
Kenku and Aarakocra city. The Kenku were oppressed there
They were
pretty
all
heavily,
slaves.
just like they are in Atlantis.
Where Kenku?
Kenku are like little crow people, what Rattles is. In this world, they're like heavily oppressed by the Aarakocra, which are like hawk people. So they're both bird people, but the hawk people can fly, the Kenku can't, and so the Kenku are seen as being like, they're like slaves.
Inferior.
And they can only mimic.
In Atlantis and previous Holo, they were treated like terribly, like slaves. But ever since Holo has become Toposager, they have been treated equally, at least there. In other cities, no, they're not treated well really anywhere, but they're treated better in most cities.
So
Yeah, the one we went to, they had to like live underground.
Yeah, in Atlantis, they weren't allowed to walk the streets, so they had to go through tunnels. And all the buildings you had to fly in order to like access, and so they just had like all of their buildings they could walk in, but they can't fly.
So this big part that they need to play, they could help us. I don't know how, because they're such shitty little people.
Basically, yeah. Like people
Those
keep
are
saying
smart.
orcs are black people, but can't go black people. They're obsessed with shiny stuff, prone to stealing. They're always buying expensive sneakers. They're being very loud on buses.
Okay.
So, I would like to spend some time in the temple praying to Celeron with the goal of knowing how she feels about killing Toposagan.
Chief. Is there a temple
Ooh.
for Eos here as well?
Do you have a divine intervention check yet?
He's level 10.
No, let's not do that. Let's do a.
Oh wait, but he's a paladin.
It's not something I have.
Let's do a. Oh yeah, you're a paladin. Let's do a religion check in general. And what I want this to be is, it's not that Celeron ever denies you knowledge, but depending on your own mind state, like.
Yeah, you might not be able to receive.
Yeah, it might be hard for you to receive the information. So this is more the state you're able to put
Your
yourself
will's not aligned
in
with
to
God, it's like
receive
real life.
maybe this knowledge. So go ahead and just make a religion
I'm like,
check.
hey, please send me a fatty goth girl, and God's like, no, that's not what's best.
Carson,
for
you have divine intervention now.
now.
Someone should explain divine intervention to Carson because he has a potential wish he could
Yeah,
pop
so it's
off
fake.
at any time.
Yeah, once a day you can make a check. There's a 10% chance, starting at level 10, that your god
It's
will
12.
divinely
Okay, is that
intervene
plus your
in
religion?
whatever
Yeah.
situation
Okay.
you are doing. And that'll be at their choosing how they intervene, but it's usually very powerful.
Okay.
You pray for quite some time, and you sense that Celeron has something she needs to tell you, but you almost, maybe Mazrac even gets
I
slightly
prove it.
frustrated because no matter how hard he tries, there's something blocking you from receiving it.
Well, I think it's like
Constipated.
my personal anger at Toposager, like he's supposed to be this hero of the people.
I'll
Like
give you.
I'm trying to be.
I'll give you some inspiration for that too.
But like the
Same
fact
reason
that
I hate
he's
Obama.
betrayed the
Right? You're
country,
supposed to free my niggas.
like it's like he betrayed me,
Instead, Trump
So I
freed
think
my
that's,
niggas
like,
ASAP,
what's-
all my niggas do.
kind of obstructing and like clouding my thoughts right now.
Like,
So I'm
you
like,
twins, man. Free
I
everybody.
think, like the oath, one of the tenets is mercy. So I think the oath would be like, I should apply mercy, but I'm also like, but this guy's a traitor and
Yeah, sometimes.
deserves to die, and it would help.
So we'll say you spend a while praying. We'll say it's been 3 hours because you were doing this. That I'll sort of count this as the hour you were looking for the scrolls.
It's also not helpful that Eskimo's like there, just like whispering in my ear the whole time.
Wasn't a satisfying one.
You can attempt to spend another hour trying to receive this information if you want.
Yeah, I do think I want to.
If everyone else is okay.
Is there a
with that,
temple
too.
to Eos here as well, or no?
I am not sure.
Because if there is, even if there's not, I am going to try praying to her about my.
It's actually a
problems
good
as well.
question.
And then, Same time Cliff is
I'm
doing
thinking
his.
that maybe there isn't only because of like some of the hard feelings. However,
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
they actually Eos and Celeron are really, really similar. They're almost like
Sisters.
yeah,
It's
really.
almost like this whole pantheon is really one big god.
Same with your culture. A lot of your cultures are very like
Zeus.
similar. I'll
That's
load
why
them
we went
right
to
now
war.
and
It's
I'll
just
let
like
you
sibling
know.
rivalry.
Basically,
What was
probably.
your? Did you want to try again?
Yeah, that's right. Even worse. 8.
Ooh, so Mazrac is getting really frustrated because he can tell that Celeron wants to tell
He
him
walks out of the
something.
chapel, he's lost all his paladin powers, he's like, oh, it's not real.
There are even some clerics and stuff in the church that come by to be like, hey, do you need anything? And maybe you share your frustrations with them, but like, yeah.
He's red
there's
faced, his
something-
veins popping out while he's praying, the clerics are looking at him like, yo.
Answer me.
Do you need help,
Can
brother?
I?
Shut up.
Well, and like now, I'm just like, I want to see Holred. Like he's who I would always go to when I was
Can't
like
tell if you're watching Saturday morning
stuck
cartoons.
somewhere.
Right.
And, like I would, seek his counsel, and knowing that I can't see him is like really angry. So I'm gonna leave the temple and just be like, that's it, crack my knuckles, right, and like, let's go get Toposager.
I take my gauntlets off, crack my knuckles.
Can I pray to both?
It takes 10
Eos
minutes
and
to
Tiamat?
get off
I'm
my.
just so angry.
At the same time.
No, but can I?
Yeah. Yeah. So your cleric power. Well, who is the god that you draw your power from as a cleric?
I think it's Tiamat. I think it's Eos.
It's Eos.
Yeah, it was like Tiamat called you, but that doesn't mean you have to be loyal to Tiamat at all.
Oh, okay.
But
In
you
fact,
get both.
yeah, like you have separate gods that call both of you, even though your loyalty is actually to the other. So
Wow.
Yeah. Thunderstorm.
But also, like, in D&D, right, because the Pantheon's not a theoretical thing, it's a very physical, real thing. Like, even if you worship a specific god, that doesn't mean you don't count the other gods as divine and gods as well.
But yeah, you can pray to any god you want.
Science, even.
But your divine intervention would probably be whatever god your powers through. So if it's Eos, it'd probably be Eos. And you're from Okrose, so it probably would be Eos.
Well, because he worked in the temple there, that's why.
Yeah, so that would be who your divine intervention is through. Probably.
She's a girl.
Okay. So you guys have
Once I
spent
can goon for my
not
daughters
quite
in
half
school.
the day, but you spent a good portion of the day in the city, wandering the streets,
I'm a little pagan
ran
for my
into
daughters.
prophecy, and also praying. But after that, you guys decide you're ready to head on to Toposager. Is that correct?
So here's my only thought. If I need to do what only I can do and soon, I'm imagining that is
Yeah,
killing my
we always
grandfather. But I'd
Yeah.
like to confirm
Is it killing him or not
stopping
killing
him.
him?
That's why I want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's
That's why
I'm the only one who could harm him, so in my mind that means, but that doesn't mean I'm also not the only one who could stop him. Because his connection's through me, I kill myself.
Yeah, and like the head researcher said, like you're supposed to kill him.
Yeah, that was like always his plan.
Yeah.
I have a ladder and a gun, I'm climbing up, the local guard is not saying anything.
Why is it that only you can kill
It's
him?
slightly
Is it
slow.
because you are like
Because his Tiamat
Test
power
tube.
is through me,
okay?
and I'm a test tube baby.
So he is pretty much
Yeah.
a seal between devils and humans because he has the blood of both.
Right.
So they had to use his blood to bind
Room Jack's
Tiamat to a
took
human,
out
or to like a
$12
human creature,
short last-
essentially.
And
So he's
they-
like a bridge.
And they used he used his grandfather's blood uncle. Who's the
Yeah, it's his uncle.
your,
Well, he's really my dad, right?
No.
Oh, I thought it was his blood that was used. That's why he's part of the
Yeah.
pact, I thought. Wasn't it his blood, the angel blood, and
I mean-
the devil?
have to look at
To be honest, he didn't really have a dad.
Well, somebody's blood is there.
Right, but it was
Because it's genetic code.
yeah.
I was just wondering.
Thanks, dude.
No, you don't.
Real life and the game.
I thought I
Awesome.
told you whose blood you had.
I thought you said it was his. That's why.
No, I
confused.
told you it was. I swear I told you whose it was. but
Oh,
it
the
wasn't
heroes.
his. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah. Never mind. My
Yeah,
dad's cool.
Tenvin's. It was Tenvin's blood
yeah,
because
yeah.
he made the first pact with devils when he gave the tentacle rod to Ayer. And
If
so
you've
it was
seen Blue
his
Exorcist,
blood.
it's the plot of that.
Yeah. So because he had already made a pact with the devil, it was his blood they used. That was actually saved for not necessarily that purpose, but they had saved some of his blood.
That explains why I'm so cool.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that.
Finally, a use for that dusty old vial of blood we have down in the cellar. Just pour it in there.
It's a good vintage.
What about these stool samples? Save them.
Yeah, make the baby from those.
Their time will come. Yeah. So what's your guys' decision.
So I'm going to tell everyone this, that I would prefer to spare Toposager, like non-lethal damage, so that he can face justice by my country. And I know that your uncle wants him dead, but maybe just like
Same outcome.
right.
He's,
And like
he's
probably
headed
going
for
to
the gallows either way.
Exactly.
And we wouldn't piss off, hopefully, the entirety of Toposagan.
Yes, that too. So
I'm also wondering if he's like privy to some knowledge of like the main king of Delanar or whatever being kind of a goober, and I'm wondering if he's like, no, we probably gotta like take over and fix this.
Yeah,
I want to talk to him
Yeah, he's
first.
probably not like insane. He's a hero. He's probably not bad.
There can be evil heroes.
There could be.
There are quite a few of them in the history were evil.
Yeah,
So,
they had the weird
The Dragonborn that fought back the devils was really evil.
Yeah, but
He was on
by
Epstein's
enemy,
flight
You know
log.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's the reason why I speak your phone.
Toposager was on the flight logs, dude.
So just keep that in mind. Do not listen to that.
Okay, do you guys want to head to the city?
From Jackson's Portal Island.
I'm guessing when teleporting there, you're just teleporting to the city.
Yeah.
None of you are familiar enough with it to teleport probably to a specific spot. Because not even
Is that? Oh no.
not even Rattles was from Toposager.
How much inspiration do I have? 150 something?
163.
I might have to get diplomatic as hell soon. I might spend a year's worth of inspiration being diplomatic.
Okay, let me pull up the map for you, and then I'll give you the
My
brief
guy's the most
description.
eloquent person out of nowhere, like perfect speaking. Like it's like Jesus visiting the Nephites, everybody's bowing. Makes no sense for my character, but I have to. Do
Okay, Toposagan
Token is black.
Hey.
Toposagan is located like right on the water, and they have small naval potential. However, considering like none of the other cities are on the coast, it's mostly for like fishing. They don't really trade, only because they would have to pass through like the shredded sea to get to and then
raspberries.
yeah, everywhere over there.
What about like remnants from the war?
Yeah, so the only like naval power that would be there was because that's where they were attacked. It was more of a weak point than anything than like a strength for them. So there's probably some, but for the most part, because naval combat's not super helpful
Is he
in
on
fighting
Discord?
Okrose. I don't think so.
Is he gonna start playing here or not?
If he gets another go.
He's looking. He's desperately looking. He wants to play with us pretty bad, but
But why can't he play on the other nights but not these nights? It's different
he can't. He
shifts.
can't play
He
any
can.
weekday. He joins Cliffs while he's at work,
Yeah.
and even
Yeah,
then
he was
So
doing
can-
that
can
every
he
time
not
for
do that
here. He
here
just
as
ends
well?
up probably not being able to pay as much attention.
he could, but once even at Cliffs, he has to work, so he pops in, but really he doesn't play. Like he
He has
doesn't
to check the
participate in
brim runs
combat or
every 4
anything,
hours,
usually.
tell the homeless guys to give
Um,
us 5 somehow.
So
I do send him like a
You want first
personal
lesson,
text message to invite
There's
him.
a whole
I probably
roll
should do
copper
that just
wire.
to see. I also think he would just enjoy being a part of it.
I'm sure I can't sweeten the deal.
He was a great asset to the team when he was
Broken
around.
streetlight.
I mean, you guys haven't had a terrible, like, tragic event since he's been gone, but that kind of added to the charm, okay? Rattles was a good part of the team, I thought.
He was, and his haste was a good part of my life.
Yeah. Okay, let me quickly read you a little bit about this city, because you guys haven't been here before. So the buildings are slim, tall, and looming. The buildings are a mix, using wood, logs as framing, and clay for walls. They would almost look primitive if not for their beautiful paint. Each building is painted with intricate patterns and colors, and are often carved with geometric symbols and strive for symmetry. The city is filled with large fountains, like a lot of bird baths,
Like Epstein's yeah.
artificial rivers, and aqueducts. The current ruler, as you know, is King Toposager. And believe it or not, Tenvin was actually born here, not in Okrose.
Who's Tenman?
The guy whose blood made me.
He has old history. I think he helped fight in like a civil war here or something. He has like really old, or he fought a war against somebody else. Like
Maybe that's
ancient.
like maybe that's a good political angle for us to take. Like I'm a descendant of a guy from here.
Yeah, we hate that guy.
As far as great buildings, there is the massive statue of
Is that version of
Yago,
Hitler?
which is built from like sticks, like little sticks. And what the birds do is when they make their nests, they take a stick from the statue to use it in their house because they believe it's like good
How
fortune.
does the statue stay up?
They add more sticks to it over time.
Yeah.
Light up.
Also, this is the home
Like the Nicolas
of.
Cage movie, Wicker Man.
I don't know if he ever named it. This is a home of a giant bank.
That's why my name's that.
Yeah.
Dallas'
I don't-
server. I used to scream that.
Love it.
I just called it a giant bank, which means I'm assuming Ethan didn't name it when we did the world generator. I think he just said, I want a big bank.
With a little ways. A
Um,
big bang.
Big
I thought it did too, but I didn't write it down. So maybe it did, and it was just a mistake on my hand.
I don't know.
Goldman Flats.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's
Golden Labs.
Maybe it was the winged bank.
Golden
Yeah, I
winged
think you're
flags.
right. I think it was the winged bank. So this is home
Golden
to
flags.
a huge bank. Lastly, this is the home of Topo's Rock, one of the most powerful guilds in Chainyia.
Best actors.
Topo's Rock is a for-hire masonry guild, incredibly powerful, and they are all extremely loyal to Toposager.
That's like a
So essentially, it's like a private army, incredibly loyal just to him, which is one reason why he felt comfortable declaring his independence, because he's got this very powerful army that has his back and his back alone.
You said that they're kind of like Masons?
No, I said they were.
So if we talk to him and
Sorry,
he's a
I didn't say
cool guy,
mercenaries.
we
I
just
may
go
have said
back and kill my
masons.
grandpa.
Mason, I
Yeah,
was like-
sorry, my bad. No, they're so they can. They're often hired by the bank to protect caravans and
Mazrac's-
stuff. But
Yes, if this guy hadn't declared independence, but he's basically betrayed the country. So
But
But
he
if your
might,
loyalty to God or country,
he might have a good reason.
yeah,
to-
that it would have to be a really good reason.
that's my thoughts as well. I'm happy to kill him. Don't get me
Because
wrong.
also,
He doesn't want to kill him.
we need to remember. That
Well, yeah, I'm
it's like
saying take him in, whatever. It's the same thing. I'm a cop.
political
I'll
things
shoot his
to
dog.
think
I'll
about,
kill
like,
him. It doesn't matter.
We need to worry about.
I'll play dead animal noises all night in front of him. Animals dying all night until he
I'll
leaves.
play evidence on him.
But we
Yeah,
we
whatever,
have a
dude.
chance to do something about it. Right.
so
I pulled
when
you
you
over
guys
because you're
teleport
black.
to the city, which Cliff, just when you have a sec, just make sure you add that to the staff. Not that you guys refill it so fast, not like it matters. But you guys teleport just outside the city, which gives you a chance to kind of walk in and get like a good first look of it. It is not a walled city, so it's just like lush farmland that slowly transition into these buildings.
Is there any
Oh, actually, there is walled, but the wall only protects like the center of the city.
Go grab
This
the
is more for
machine.
like flavor than anything else. But have they incorporated aspects of like
Did you read the
Delanar
message in Discord?
into it over time? Just as like dwarf human populations.
Did I?
So
Yes,
as
but I
far
was
as some
right.
of the buildings, like some of the building designs,
But he is
slightly. However, most of them have sort of tried to embrace the culture there, with the exception that instead of there being inaccessible places, there's stairways. And whereas like the Aarakocra used to rule everything, you can tell it's far more balanced. With Aarakocra still having some political sway, but for the most part, it's the dwarves and humans that have the power, that are leading like a lot of the businesses and things like that.
Are there indications of them celebrating independence?
Yeah, are there burned flags of Delanar on the
Yeah.
streets?
As you approach,
Burn Corona.
you find that the like flag of Topo's Rock is being hung like everywhere, rather than the emblem that you would expect of the city or of the kingdom. And
I Mazrac can
I've seen
openly
it
say
now.
this to the group. Like, looks like Topo's Rock is making a play for absolute control of the city. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're working to disband the typical council system.
Topo's Rock is the mercenary.
The mercenary
Okay.
guild, yeah.
so
Cities in my country are ruled by like a council. It's like of the 3 or of the 5, whatever. And so like there's a king who's like the main leader, but like the power is somewhat balanced. At least it's supposed to be.
Topo's Rock, by the way, the flag is it's purple and it's a crossbow with
Pride
an
flag.
arrow and sword crossing it, just for reference. As you so you first enter the city, a very tall, slender, white-feathered Aarakocra wearing very simple clothes approaches. He says he welcomes you to the city, but also adds, I can tell you appear to be from the city of Okrose. Tell me, what brings you into the city?
What brings me into the city? That's a good, honest
We're
question.
diplomats.
Well, we're a traveling party of adventurers. Perhaps you've heard of Danik's Claw. And we are just going about our tasks, roaming. This was the nearest city. We figured we'd stop by.
His eyes kind of widen, and he says,
Danik, we love you.
yeah, he has heard of Danik's Claw. In fact, are you guys here to meet with him? Is that why you've come?
Damn it. Yes, we would love to. Yes, we've come up to meet with Danik.
Yeah, he is. He has
Danik's
sort
here?
of.
Yes.
He has positioned himself in a tavern in the city. in
This is
fact.
perfect.
This is
Because they
actually.
were stopping to ask us why we're here, and I was like, we're part of Danik's Claw. You probably heard of us. And he's like, oh, you're here to meet with Danik. Yeah, he's here.
Well, and
He's our in.
we need to talk to him. This is perfect.
Yeah.
He does want to caution you. He's he's pretty friendly, but he says that your attire will not be welcomed much in the city, as you can probably understand why.
No. I say I'm related to Tenvin.
Is
You know who my dad is?
Um,
I say that's a good point. I will go change. Now ask me a good one.
it is called the Wingbag, by the way. I found it. He asks if you
Wingding.
if
Wingdings,
you
yeah.
are from Okrose, and if so, if you are loyal to that city. And he also adds like there's no need to fear him.
Yeah, I know, nigga. I say I'm loyal to my family and my friends and what's best for my people.
Would you say you fight for your friends?
In the world.
I have that messed up Martha Meebo face. I fight for my friends.
He says that a friend of Okrose would certainly be a friend of mine and a friend of my of those I follow. If you're interested in talking to me sometime, I would love to meet with you.
Alright, this is the cult nigga. I take his information.
They tell you that you can find him and his employer at a tavern called the Stumbling Throne.
Stumbling Throne. I say.
And this was at Kenku?
No, this is an Aarakocra.
Okay. Oh, upset that they've lost the balance of power.
Now, from him, you also learn it's not hard to find this information either, but Danik is currently stationed in a tavern called the Steaming Dress,
Gosh damn it, Danny.
in which he is apparently like
Never
held
change,
up.
you bastard. Danik, you son of a bitch, we need you. I don't do that anymore.
Where's this guy staying? Where's his employer?
At a tavern called the Stumbling Throne. I like pretty bad name,
I do kind of like that name.
You okay, dude? You're walking like an NPC.
Yeah, like an Oblivion NPC.
Is Carson over there somewhere?
I am, yes.
Oh, it's okay, bud. It's okay, dude. You rest those piggies, dude.
I was like, I'm stretching my legs.
Yeah, your dogs have barked enough today.
Do you care for perfect ice water? Perfectly? Do you?
I got a Powerade out of my freezer, and I was like, it was still liquid, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, I'm so thirsty. Opened the cap, went to drink it, and it froze instant.
No.
And I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, gosh dang it.
That's so brutal.
I know, it sucks, because I was dying of
Do you want a
thirst.
perfect water?
Ice cream back there.
Oh, yeah, we
They've
got
That's
been
it.
really good.
Thank you,
Oh,
Pops,
thank
for
you.
everything.
Perfect, dude.
Oh.
Crush that.
Yeah, what would you guys like to do first? It's midday.
You gotta go meet with
We're gonna
Danik
give you one that's
first.
not-
Danik will have the lowdown on the place.
Yeah.
He'll have the skinny.
I want to ask, are you doing anything to like cover yourself?
I'll go, like, take my armor off and wear. Although I only have like Okro's noble clothes as well.
Is it
Shopping time.
Some of your allies may have clothes you could
Can I
wear.
borrow people's plain clothes? I don't want to do that. That's so gross, but I will.
No.
I'm wearing Rattle's clothes.
Okay, so you store your armor and stuff in the bag of holding while you're in the city, which
Which I hate,
probably wise. Yeah,
but
but you look
We
just
don't-
like a normal dude, surrounded by armored companions.
I have been thinking about buying other armor anyways lately because my dex modifier now makes my regular AC even with chainmail, so I should just wear leather.
Your
so I can
brother
dex
also,
check
you
stuff.
can tell, like he does the same, but he's
Yeah.
very nervous to be here only because like These people have slaughtered like close friends. It's almost like being among the devils at this point.
I tell him it's soon, brother. We will turn the tide.
Where do you guys want to go first? The steamed dress?
I think Danik would
Is
be
that
the
for
best.
That's for Danik?
Yeah.
Steam dress?
I'm very curious to
song.
find out if now that they've declared their independence, are they still at war with Okrose?
So I wonder too.
Or is
Because I
Delanar
also
still
the
at war?
guys in the main thing didn't seem. The
Well,
Toposager is probably on the front line,
A
right?
closer threat.
From like geography wise, is Toposagan doing the most fighting against us?
War with Okrose, though.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is Toposager, are they doing the main fighting against Okrose?
Yeah.
That makes sense, because the main city barely even cared.
Well, you kind of learned from the king last time that they weren't super interested in the war. It was
But
more
Toposager
him.
was.
And the reason they wanted to fight that war was to sort of grant them access to their allies. It's one reason he killed Mo, was to clear that bridge. Because the Shredded Sea being down south really restricts movement from around the continent.
Way down
So he
south.
pretty much was like, okay, I want quick
You gotta
access to my
see
allies.
destroyed it.
And Okrose is in the way. Even though, yeah, now that they've declared independence, maybe their goal's different, but also...
They're more war hungry than most. So.
Yeah, exactly. And also, he's a winner. He's won, like, every battle he's fought. When they fought Atlantis, or not, when they fought Holo, it was a pretty, like, clean sweep. They dominated them. So,
Yeah, and then they messed with their temple and killed them all.
yeah, well...
It was kind of cool.
That was Topo's strategy. Like,
Yeah.
that was all.
Godless Heathen classic.
So, you guys make your way to the steamed dress. As you do, a few things you notice. Kenku do walk the streets freely here, but you can tell, like, some of the Eric Cochran stuff give them dirty looks. It's like
Yeah.
they're being forced to
This
live
is
with their
this
slaves.
is very beginning of civil rights. Brown versus Board of Education just happened.
Yeah, and the Kenku still dress a lot poorer, where the Cochran dress a lot nicer. So there's still clearly, like, a financial divide.
It's just been indoctrinated.
Additionally, the streets are full of military activity, like marching. It almost looks like the city was just conquered, almost, even though like nobody's been hurt.
It's just always military.
Humans and dwarves praise this, but the and the Kenku praise it too, but the Arakocra just kind of like stare. They don't really seem to be celebrating.
So they've gone like full military state.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's pretty militarized.
Are there any Arakocra in the military precision?
Very rarely. Some of them are most likely pressed in the service due to their ability to fly. So for like scouting, message delivering, they're super, super useful. But most Arakocra want nothing to do
They're a bit
with...
bird brained, if you ask me.
Yeah. Most of them have moved also on to Atlantis, where they can still practice their
I'm
bigotry.
bowling for work, my wrist is fucked.
But you make it to this tavern, the steam dress. The doors are open, the windows are open. You can hear the laughing of women from inside. There are a few women outside, Arakocra, Kenku, human and dwarf alike, all around.
Dragonborn?
And it is not too many. It's pretty rare to see it. Mostly it's those four races with a few sprinkled in, but mostly it's those four.
Bearded Dragonborn?
But you see, people are like packed in this tavern. This tavern is pretty full.
We should all sing, or we should all do Danik, we love you as we go.
Let's just
You should play the song, bro. You gotta play the song.
we
let's go pay
Danik, we do.
I'm so happy when Danik comes home.
that song.
Yeah, you very likely, maybe not all at once, but you probably do hear that song being played inside.
It's on the charts 100, dude.
Yeah, it's top. It's number one right now.
Billboard Top 100.
It's about to go 3 times
In Brazil.
triple platinum, dude.
In entering the bar, it's super well lit. It is packed. But at a table at a corner, like very grandiose, is Danik. There's a woman at each of his sides, but the rest of the table is full of like adventurers, people talking to him, and he's still, even in like a comfort state, full armor and his sword at his side.
And we all have the symbol of the claw embroidered on us now.
And there's no Danik.
We should do that.
No ranged
I do.
weapon
We
on
should all
him
have capes
still.
and stuff that
He
have
clearly hasn't
like, for real.
learned any of his.
You think I wouldn't do
past.
that?
We should all
Right
get
now,
capes
dude.
and stuff that are embroidered with the claw symbol on the back. Because it kind of works better for us if we're like famous, but not because of us. Where it's like
Exactly.
we get the best of both worlds,
Dude.
where we're kind of lesser known, or we can do stuff, but we can name drop
Plus,
when we need to.
he'd be a patsy, dude. We could
Yeah,
bully him around.
that was literally my main thought.
Yeah. You'd be like
As you
Smollett
guys
Harris.
approach, it doesn't take long before people in the tavern recognize you, and they begin to like clear a way for you. And it's pretty soon after that where Danik sees you. At first, well, actually, anyone can make an insight
Yeah,
check. if
come
they
on.
want.
He's like, gosh damn it, not again. Natty 20.
You do notice a flash of like panic
Yeah.
immediately, and then after that, you can tell he kind of pushes it back, and he does greet you, and it's like, "Oh, my friends, please come to." And he like clears the table
I
immediately.
want to bear hug him.
I'm imagining him as the brother from the Mummy. That kind of character.
yeah.
Like,
Wow, that's a good example.
like not necessarily a bad person,
Dude,
but like
maybe
very
watch that.
self-absorbed and like willing to take all the credit.
But yeah, he clears the table except for the two women with him. One is a Kenku and one is the dwarf woman. A woman.
Ah, man. Dap him up.
I do give him a big hug. I
Yeah.
love you, buddy.
He returns it, and he immediately is like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you. What are you doing here?
But
I
I
thought
know
you
the
guys
truth.
were down east."
We're part of Danik's cloud. What do you mean, dude? We stick together.
Yeah, we answered
We
the
have
call.
we have
Yeah.
we have a great mission ahead of us, and we
Oh,
can't do it
dude.
without our leader.
He is like, he kind of nods like in agreement, almost.
Yeah.
Like, he's been thinking it's time
It's
that
all
he.
out of love. I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's
I
been
kill my
thinking
character
that,
for
like, he needs to make sure, like, the member of his group were doing okay. Like, obviously he was concerned about. He thought about sending a message several times, but he's just been so busy. Yeah, he clears the table immediately and offers you guys a seat, except for the women. They stay with him.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
We all sit down.
Let's get more.
But yeah, he asks what brings you guys. He literally thought you were on the complete other side of the world. In fact, he literally thought this was the
We
farthest
were.
city away from you.
Well,
I'm
this
guessing
is true. We were.
before we got here, discussed like we probably don't tell him any of the real plans,
Well, we do.
but we get information from
We do
him.
have to tell him though.
About
This is
Yes.
This is actually perfect that he's here.
I mean, not about the Toposager stuff or any of that, because we're in a tavern with like bitches.
Yeah, no. We won't talk about that. Well, we do need to get in private because we do need to talk about the.
Immediately, a fan comes up to the table and is like, "Oh my gosh, are you guys Danik's Claw?"
Yeah, baby, you know it.
And he's like, "Danik, I heard you chopped off every head of the Hydra just so they'd grow back and you could keep chopping them off. Is that true?"
She did.
52 heads.
We saw it.
And he immediately is like, "Oh, Gideon, you lost count. I'm pretty sure it was in the hundreds, at least."
I am really stupid.
And we all say, "Oh, okay, Nick, we love you."
Yeah. Shut up, Gideon.
Yeah, cut to Gideon's on the opposite side of the bar now.
And he's like, for someone who flies away and like fires away from the fight, like away from the real danger, Gideon's actually pretty effective in combat. It's kind of surprising.
My thoughts exactly.
He
I start crying.
he then is like, yeah, like ranged weapons and magic is good for those who like don't have the heart for real battle but still want to contribute.
That is how I feel as well, yes.
I completely agree.
And I'll say, Danik, remember how I just stood and blocked all those attacks from the Hydra so that you could get an opening?
Yeah, and he is like, yeah, I do remember you guys. I've missed you guys. Like, I've had to stay away from a lot of big battles just because I didn't want to, like die and have you guys be all sad and stuff.
True, yeah. We would be.
After the family, he also says, like, by the way, I have not been spreading the rumors, just so you know. He said, my lips have been sealed after that whole mess.
Say, brother,
Brother, you don't have any lips.
But maybe we should find somewhere private to talk.
Yeah, he says he has a permanent residence here at the moment you guys can go to. He tells the women to go away, to which they are both disappointed, but he's like, it's okay. Later. You guys go upstairs to where he has like this huge room that takes up like a huge portion of the upstairs area.
I kill him.
Yeah, we'll see how effective range combat is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they go stand in the corner.
But even up here, he has a huge table which he sits at and he like pours drinks himself. So
Yeah.
it's even like he has his own supply.
We're
upstairs.
pouring his
So
drinks for
we
him.
didn't give him any gold, right?
No, he's just talked
So,
his way
yeah,
up
you
to.
just-
He's a hero.
Are you just getting all of this
And he kind of
on
is.
gratuity? Or you doing
Yeah, it says
jobs?
it's a residency, so they're paying him to stay
You
here.
guys don't
Well,
get
he
a
also
cut of the merch?
he's picked up a few like protection services against like really dangerous monsters, and none of the monsters actually showed up, but they still paid quite a bit to do so.
Of course.
He made up the monsters.
Yeah.
He's also been
That
He's
movie
been
with the
trying to
dragon?
learn the areas of the homeless hills, and so that way he can do guiding
The guy
tours
in the
there
dragon
as
where the dragon
well.
pretends to attack the village.
Because
The
that's
guy
what he did
saves
for a
the
living, was he
child.
guided people up the
Dragon?
mountain.
Yeah.
I love Dragon.
We're glad to see you doing well, Danik. But
Truly.
we do have need of your services.
We also didn't mean to run into you. Oh, we did.
Well,
Well, you did seek him.
Eventually, but we weren't looking
Yeah.
for you. This was a happy coincidence.
This is a very heavy
Yeah, so what are you guys doing here in this city? I literally thought you guys were like having business somewhere. Last time I met,
Well,
I
Things
left
come
you
to
right
call,
after you
brother.
guys got the staff. He
Things come.
helped you get the staff, which like he technically has like a percentage of probably like. But
I think we should tell him that
My lord is what we're gonna.
thing first.
about the king?
Daver thing.
Oh, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Listen, my friend. We need all the help we can get down in Daver. All the Masons. What have you heard? Have you heard anything in your circles? Anything that's happened down there?
no, I don't really mess with politics.
Yeah. The Storm Call is pretty much.
He's like, you know about the 2 towers in Daver, right?
Yeah. They're winning right now.
Oh, tragic.
It's disgusting. It's horrible.
You know about Mossad, right?
Anyway, we need your help, buddy. We need your help getting down there and freeing it, and it can be one more tale that you can tell to everybody, and you'll get so
Or
many
just
more,
like crowdfund.
you'll get so many more people behind
Like
you.
get people hyped up to go fight there, right? Because he has this huge image. He might be able to just convince like his own
That's-
army to go down
That's
there.
kind of what we're hoping too. So
Because him showing up ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah, he's like,
a little bit.
why don't you just make a persuasion check, just to see like how he's jiving with this information.
How he's shucking.
14.
He says that he was planning on taking like a short break, you know, after all the devil stuff going on. However, it seems that fame follows him wherever he goes. No matter where he goes, heroic work follows him. He says that perhaps he would consider joining you in this once he can get his business wrapped up here.
Okay, what's your business here?
Right now it's mostly just like, you know, watching over his fans, making sure that they're doing okay. But along with that, he says that the city is clearly in a pretty crazy state at the moment. You know, they need good heroes to help guide them through this hard time.
That's right.
And he says especially the Kenku here, like this is one of the only cities they have true freedom. They need a Kenku hero like me to help guide them.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What's been going on here in the city?
Yeah, I mean, he gives you information you already know a little bit, like Toposager declared independence, which he actually states almost as a good thing. He even makes a comment that, like, if Toposager weren't here, the Aarakocra would just take power right back, and the Kenku would be, like, right back to being oppressed. So in his mind, he's kind of like, thank goodness Toposager is, like, doing whatever he can to maintain power here.
Has he met
without
him at all?
He is, well,
Because he's so
actually,
famous?
yeah, they did have a little introduction. They were, like, pretty close for a while. Yeah, they're like this, even though, you know, they haven't done any fighting together, but yeah. Yeah, they've talked a few times.
So he knows him. He knows his personality. Is he just ultra pragmatic? Like, how is he?
Yeah, he likes fighting a lot, which is, you know, obviously pretty cool.
Sort of way, yeah.
He hasn't had a chance to really see him fight too much, but he hears he
Little
is
star.
an incredibly powerful artificer, perhaps the most powerful in Chainyia. And also, he has the Topos Rock with him, not the whole army, obviously, but he has, like, the top fighters with him all the time. He is, he's pretty tough. He's a pretty tough guy. Danik, even with his skill, wouldn't want to cross blades with him.
But why would he seek to declare independence, potentially volatile move in the midst of a war with Okrose?
He says he's not really sure what the whole political situation is with that. Toposager seems to be interested in wrestling power away from like Atlantis and like potentially Okrose, just to get like a foot in this part of the world.
And how
He would guess.
So how did the city react to the declaration?
Awesome. It was incredible. Like being able to be free, like make the laws we want, not having any pressure from any outside sources on us, and that also means like there's a lot more opportunity for there to just be like absolute freedom. He also kind of says the city's become like a safe haven for Kenku, where before it was like a prison. It's monstrous. Which is why he decided to come here. It's actually one of the most Kenku-friendly places there is.
Except for the mines.
But he also is like, so why, are you here to ask him for help as well in your battle against Davier?
Actually, maybe.
Yeah, could you introduce us?
Yeah, he thinks like maybe he could, talk to a few people, maybe talk to like a few of his friends. Maybe he could set up an introduction. You could try.
Yeah, maybe you could tell him that we defeated the Shadow of Mo, so we kind of have a little bit of connection with him in that way.
There's something coming.
Yeah, he says, also, Danik's Claw, too, just so you know, is like the second most loved group probably in this city. First being the like Topo's Rock. But, yeah, Danik has actually done a lot of work making sure that our reputation is nice.
You have done
I
well.
thought you were spreading the rumors.
Well, he wasn't spreading anything that wasn't true. Like, they're not rumors. He's just only spreading. You just know the bards take things.
100 heads of
I said there were 50 imps. They said there were 100. I was like, okay, it's not true. But if they want to see
I say keep up the good work.
No, I don't have any problem. The only problem I have is we don't have uniforms.
Yeah, we were gonna get claws embroidered on our stuff. Does that sound like a good symbol, Danik?
He's
We need capes.
Or do you have one designed already? Do you have a logo of the
no,
team?
he has no sort of thing designed or anything. It's name only. He's very recognizable. He's one of the only Kenku you can see stomping around in full armor. I mean, most Kenku can't afford it, so.
That's racist.
Alright.
It's not a stereotype. It's true, dude.
So that symbol works, is what you're saying?
He's like, well, so like you guys really want to like bond yourselves with me, like in this little group?
Yeah, you're the leader, man. Smile a bit.
He says he's not sure. He'd have to see what you guys have in mind first. He doesn't want to put anything on his armor.
You have an agent?
Cool. No, he's totally self-managed.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, we'll show you our mock-ups later. The bird poop.
But yeah, is there when can we get any? We need to meet with Toposager now.
So it's very urgent.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's that urgent, he kind of seems put out a bit, but he says he will. As soon as we're done talking here, he'll go and see what he can do. The earliest you'll probably see is tomorrow morning. I mean, he's a busy dude. But he can shoot for tomorrow morning, for sure. You count on him.
Okay.
And he'll let you know if it falls through. Smile.
But it's not gonna fall through, is it?
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of sway in the city, and also,
I mean, maybe we should all go to prep the importance
Yeah, that's kind of
and value of the entire Danis.
He's got it.
We've been through hell together. Let us come with
Yeah,
you.
but we brought that all.
Some of his connections.
We brought you to hell.
Because he's not going to speak with Toposager directly, but he's going to speak with some of his friends and see if we can set something up. Just don't worry about it. Listen, you trusted me when we fought the Archdevil together, did you not? Trust me now, my friends. I can do this. I'll handle
I
it.
just don't have lots of time, man. The Masons are dying.
Well, we might lose our whole city.
That
too.
is pretty bad.
Yeah, they do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they like dying.
He says he'll see what he can do. If he can arrange an earlier meeting, he will.
If you can even do it tonight.
But he says
We'd love
even
it.
getting a meeting with Toposager tomorrow morning amidst all this happening is like a miracle.
Guess I'm gonna
What
start
did you
working
say?
on my helmet.
What did you just say?
Dude, I don't want to burn another freaking day.
Well, what time is it?
We can always.
It's
zip
it's like
somewhere
one
else.
or something.
Yeah, we can do anything else while his people work.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let us know how fast you can get that meeting.
Where can he find you if he gets something set up?
We'll stay at the end.
Okay.
At the Stumbling Throne.
And you're welcome to stay in his quarters. He has like several rooms.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay.
Most of them are not occupied at the moment.
Sick.
We open the door, it's like strangled prostitutes. We're like, what the f-? He's locking the door behind
But
us.
then you close it and say the image of Danik must live.
Yeah. He's a symbol, he has to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Danik was on the portal logs. No!
The portal.
He just leaves it.
Okay, so
Can we have
he'll
wrestling net?
yeah, he allows you to stay in his quarters for as long as you want, and he'll go and try to make this like meeting happen.
Okay. Good luck, my friend.
Okay. Do you guys want to do anything else in the city during this time?
Anything else you guys think we should do? I guess we could go meet the random guy who approached me at the bar
Yeah.
and see what they're all about, because they might be Stormcult or something.
I am. If we're not going to do anything else major, then I might go start working on my helmet.
Oh, true.
Is this something that I can kind of pick up and drop? Convenience, or is it like once I start the long processes, I have to see it through?
If you get interrupted, we'll just count it as one of your long rests. I would say for the other one, I mean, I guess you could pick it up and drop it off if we just try to keep track of it.
Yeah.
If you did it now, though, I would just count that as one of your days.
Is it like
too.
2 in the afternoon right now?
Yeah, about 2.
Yeah, man.
Because the other thing is that we plane shift and go try to do a side quest, right?
I'm fine with
But
either.
then we might miss his message if we can get it tonight. You know?
That's the only thing I worry about is if he gets lucky and we get to go tonight.
I want to walk around the brothel because the brothel's downstairs. Right?
The tavern. Sicko.
Just kidding.
Yeah, his room
It's
is
my
brothel,
bad.
basically.
I want to see if Zolara's around.
Alright, so yeah, I'm going
Who?
to part ways with y'all then.
Zolara.
The
that's
Dragonborn.
that Dragonborn.
Oh.
Pussy.
She was in
Why would she be
Atlantis.
Yeah.
But she could be
You
here.
up here?
They get around.
Are you
Maybe.
gonna work on your helmet?
No.
Do you guys want to do anything else while he works on the helmet?
Copenhagen's need some.
Or you just
help.
want to do like some like pretty much cruising like the city type thing?
I might go to that bar, the Stumbling Throne.
Okay. Does anyone accompany him to the Stumbling Throne?
I can do that.
That's the bar?
Where they do
The one
take
that
you to meet.
the Eric Cochran told me to meet him at.
Oh, okay. I'll go with you.
Might as well if we don't have anything else to do.
Is there Mason's Guild here?
As they don't have a lot of headquarters in a lot of the cities, but they pretty much like travel. But right now, no.
I'm gonna keep my eye out for Masons, but
Okay. So you and a small group. I'm guessing Mazrac, you're gonna stay work on the helmet.
Yes.
Okay. You travel to the Stumbling Throne. This tavern is a completely different atmosphere. It is in a
Dark and
basement.
seedy.
It is dark. It is quiet, and there's only like 2 tables and a small little bar. Like it's tiny. And when you enter, besides the bartender, it is completely empty.
There's definitely a secret.
There's a jazz version of Danny We Love You playing.
Did the Eric Cochran tell you like a phrase to say? Did he give you
Yeah,
any-
little serpent, long shadow.
Danny, he's our man. You can't do it.
No, but as you walk in,
No, because my guy's the only vaguely Asian. I say, what's going on in here?
no, as you walk in, the bartender immediately is just like that you guys are expected,
Ah.
and they know who you are. You're Danik's Claw. I mean,
Well,
Yes.
I'm his main Talon.
Nice.
his name
That's what we call ourselves.
Yeah.
That's like our upper ranks are the Talons, and then the lower ranks are just,
the
feathers.
feathers.
Once we have like 700 people, and this is the biggest guild, and like in the 200 years for the next history generation, this will be like the governing faction
It
of
conquers
the
the
world.
whole world. It's like an evil organization by
be
the end.
hilarious.
You're so good.
Yeah. So the bartender, the bartender is also an Aarakocra, and they say that they are waiting for you in the back. And he opens a little door behind the bar, and you can see that there's like a big storage room where candles have been set out. There are more tables, like kind of makeshift tables, but it's actually a pretty big space.
It's a high stakes poker game going on.
Sitting back here, you
It's
notice
the
a
bomb.
few dwarfs and humans. The Aarakocra you spoke to earlier, and one of these dwarfs is in like full armor, and
Is it
they're sitting.
Toposager?
they're sitting at this like big wooden like table, and they're like they're talking to each other. And as you enter,
Is this like a race rally? Do we just like an extremist group?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's the FBI, bro.
It's the IRA.
We are the extremists.
the
We're
Eric
politicians
that you talked to earlier, kind of like, let me introduce you to my boss. Like, please come over here.
Let me introduce you to the Dawn.
They don't give you any chairs because there's not enough chairs for you guys to have.
And we live.
But they kind of like walk you over to the other end of the table, and I'm sorry.
How many people are there at this table?
Some humans, dwarves.
In the room in total, there's about 10 people. At this table, it's just this dwarf with like maybe 2 people on each side. There's about 10 people in total. He introduces. He looks like he's like a pretty old, an older guy. He introduces himself as Toposager.
Vopo?
All right, brother.
Yeah, with a V.
What is blood walking
And this is a
about?
dwarf?
Yeah. But he introduced himself as a Toposager, and he is the son of Toposager. He knows that you're from Okrose at the moment. Like, he knows that you're from Okrose. You have loyalties to another city. And he asks if you're interested in putting a stop to that war altogether.
Yes, actually. That's one of my main goals is to stop this stupid war.
He says that's exactly what he wants as well.
Deliver this bomb to this mailbox.
He says that Toposager has become a tyrant.
A
A monster forcing his own cultures and beliefs on others. He has been trying to spread his control to other cities, and now he's declared independence, making them separated from their own culture. It has to be stopped. Toposager has support from the Aarakocra in the city that wish for things to return back to the way they
Nigga
were.
doesn't even know he's a puppet.
He says if Toposager were to meet with a tragic end, he would gain control over Topo's Rock, being the next in line. And if he were in control of Topo's Rock, the first thing he would do would be to end the war with Okrose completely. There would be reparations, and they would keep to themselves and hope that Okrose would do the same. He knows that you have some authority there, and he's curious if you'd be willing to make a deal.
What about taking the Topo's Rock down to Denver for a minute? You know, helping out with the unjust.
That could be part of the deal. Maybe they're willing to.
That's what I'm.
If we end the war with each other, maybe we can take both forces down there.
I mean, that's the ideal,
That's what
right?
that's what I'm trying to push.
Get-
What does he want as part of this deal?
What he wants is to help you plan a little accident that will make Toposager kaput. If
Shoots
we
himself on stage.
openly murder him and kill him, even if he gets control of Topo's Rock, he can't immediately end the war.
Yeah.
If he's murdered, that would obviously be very suspicious. But if his father were to meet with an end accidentally,
We're going to be
then
going down the main road in a few days in an open carriage.
if he were to meet with
Have a
an
black
end
umbrella.
like early, then he could take control, and in a moment of emotional grief and a desire to just
No more death.
Yeah, he could end the war. But in exchange, he would need he wants a deal from Okrose that they will agree to a complete ceasefire. They will leave the people of Toposagan alone, and in exchange, the people of Toposagan will leave your people alone. His plan is to reconnect with the capital. How he also has the plan to reinstate the culture of Holo.
Nice. That is what we came here for, is to end...
And so essentially he's saying Holo, he's going to restore Holo, but instead of being it's going to be like a vassal state instead. But he wants to restore
They
Aarakocra.
self-govern.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not there, so I would say this later on, but I would prefer for the Aarakocra not just to regain control again because they weren't cool to the Kenku.
Right.
Oh! Boo-hoo!
I do say, I mean, because it's us three with him.
Yeah.
I do want to put Daver in this, though.
Well, yeah, but it all has to be how fast he thinks we can do it.
Yeah, well,
'Cause,
he
like,
said
when's-
tomorrow.
Oh, he did say tomorrow?
Did
No,
he?
I
Oh,
would say.
So he'll elaborate further. But he says that he can offer Topo's Rock on a siege to Davir as sort of an effort. He can sort of swing it as an effort to try and unite the country, giving him like a good image of that he doesn't want to fight. He'd be fine with that. However, if you want to add something to the deal, he's going to have to add something to the deal as well.
Hands on your thigh.
He knows that you guys are very famous.
Delaran.
Well,
I
Danik's
told you
the
about
main
me,
one.
huh?
He wasn't going to rope you in, but he wants Danik's Claw to openly sponsor him as the new ruler. Openly sponsor what Toposager is doing. Openly sponsor him as the new leader. If you agree to help him, that'll help smooth over his control.
This actually might-
It'll make
I know,
sense
but
why he wants to help with David.
Well, this might take care of the Kenku issue as
I would
well.
say this is scary because we're in a basement.
Because the
but
more
this is
power
how-
that Danik's Claw
this is
has
how the
here,
United States of
the
America
more
was founded,
Kenku rights are
boys.
going to be
This is what I'm about.
because we're led by a Kenku,
The
and
United
they're the
States
main ones
was founded
backing the new
literally in a
king.
bar, so
So it doesn't actually hurt our political goals.
And even with
Toposager
Eric
riders.
kind of back in charge, like
yeah.
the dwarves and humans will obviously have more sway than they did before too.
Well, and if we're a very established name here, Danik can have a lot of power and sway as well. We can sway the
yeah,
Arakocra to not be as gay.
so it might shift somewhat to the other ways, but the power balance won't ever go all the way.
That's
down.
my thought.
They're Arakocra at this table,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And say, okay, so I bring it up even to the Arakocra that are here.
Arakocra.
Arakocra.
I've always liked
Mr. Crocker.
I think we could do that. I think that would be great. One thing that it has made Danik and the Claw so great, or like have so much backing here, is because he's a Kenku and there's lots of Kenku here. But if the Kenku start to go back as second or third rate citizens, there might be issues there. You know what I'm saying?
They say they completely understand, but what you have to understand is
They're dirty.
Yeah,
when the
they all-
gods created the races,
Oh my gosh.
they created Arakocra to be superior to Kenku. They gave them the ability to fly. They purposefully grounded Kenku, and that is exactly why we want the sponsorship.
Isn't that
If-
legit though? Is
There
that
actually,
in?
yeah, there actually is lore that the Kenku's
They-
voices and wings were
Yeah, they
Yeah,
betrayed.
yeah. So
Which in this
They were
world,
fence-sitters.
it would be slightly different, but it is the belief is pretty similar. But they say
You know
that
that's right.
in their culture, it is an offense to Yago. It is offense to everything to
They couldn't
believe
be clear.
to have the Kenku on the same level as Arakocra. However, that is why Danik's Claw support is so important, because if Danik agrees, then it shows that he as a Kenku is accepting that is how it's supposed to be. Which means the other Kenku will fall in line as well.
Why'd they have to use actual good racist rhetoric that I can't go along with? Because it's blatantly racist.
But yeah, that is the whole part of their culture, like their religion, everything. The Kenku were made; they have to serve the Arakocra to right the wrongs.
Cliff, what you were saying, is that
How
like
it is.
pretty
Now that is
widely
true,
known?
correct?
That's like history.
That is
I think it's
historical
like actual
religious
D&D.
truth.
yeah,
Now-
it's actually,
But not the part about serving Arakocra, right?
I would say
I don't
in
know.
this
But
world,
it's probably like Forgotten Realms lore.
yeah. So in this world, that is true. In the Yago, in their religion and culture, they believe this strongly. They believe that when they were created, they were created for that reason. Kenku were meant to serve the Arakocra. However, as far as like any grand betrayal or anything like that, like none of that is consistent.
So it might have just been made up for their convenience.
Yeah. A lot of
Because
other races.
Yago
it's
wouldn't
like-
even care.
Well, Yago called Rattles.
Yeah.
And Yago was a mortal who ascended to godhood. also,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, and he is an Arakocra, but
I think back to how Rattle is, and I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, well, stereotypes exist for a reason.
do I want him running for any office? I guess I wouldn't.
So
He should be allowed to
Also,
run.
most Kenku heroes throughout history have been like horribly evil. So it doesn't help with like the stereotypes. Any Kenku that does rise to power abuses it terribly.
But you see, it's all cyclical. You get abused, you abuse.
I'm basically from Chainyia, San Francisco, and I believe
China, San Francisco, what?
Pretty much. Chainyia.
Chainyia.
I am from
Chainyia.
China.
Okay, well I can say
I still think we could swing it back the other way, even if we did it this way.
I said we need to obviously talk. There's only 3 of us members. I can say that I would support it, but we need to talk to the other members.
I say I'm all for racism. I'm from a xenophobic, racist country, but
He says the majority of you are here, and the 2 people representing Okrose are here. That's all we need to make this deal. Even if the rest of your group doesn't agree, the majority of you is here.
See, now you're
And-
pushing. I don't like that.
can I do an inside check?
They
by the way? I
also
haven't done
want
that
like
at
a
all.
signed, sort of like a signed agreement, so that way, if like they don't want to be backstabbed by
I was
us.
gonna say,
oath
he's
bond.
lying.
Dude, they're probably entrapping us. Fucking glowing right now.
Dude, Danig, he's probably behind.
Yeah, you can make
saying-
it. You can make an insight
He
check.
takes off his mustache. He's like, I'm actually Toposager.
Yeah.
you're going to jail.
Never would have guessed.
I've never
By
been
my name.
so racist and assured of racism in my entire life.
Is it
I
a
have
one?
bought in
It's a nat
fully
one.
to the cause.
I want to do it.
You ready
inside.
to spend that inspiration?
No,
You're
'cause
already
I,
thinking Danik's power is a little heavy.
I can't tell they're lying to me, but I don't agree with the philosophy.
I'm not
You look
there,
back,
but
I
I'm
have like a
going for
perfect
insight.
faded cut. I'm like goose stepping out of there.
Yeah.
I got a 20 on insight. What do I get?
I got
You're
a
thinking, man, I really should have gone to that meeting. I don't know why, but I'm thinking I really
I
should
didn't
have
know
been
what it was, but
there.
this is a good path
I
to
got a
us.
19 on insight.
In my mind,
So,
we have so much power. We can
Among the
always
group,
swing
you're
it
the only
politically
one who
to our
really
way of
sees
will.
this. You don't think he's lying to you. He will follow through with what he says, but you can tell that he craves power, much like his father. So I don't think he's not lying, but he's not doing this because he's a good person. You can see the like hunger for power in his eyes.
Now we're gonna need
2 tragic.
all of this to be burned from the record.
However, you're the
I've
only
seen
one who
that
sees
before.
that.
No declassified records. 60 years later, nothing.
When you looked in the mirror,
Yes. And I was like, I love this guy.
I don't want pictures of me actually
I
alive.
fully
And,
support it.
Yeah. In Chainyia, in Chud. Yeah.
So the Aarakocra kind of steps forward and he
Wasn't
puts
shut
the
up, faces were
paper
blacked
he
out.
puts the paper and quill in front of you and says, "As a Lord of Okrose, will you agree to this arrangement?" Obviously, they've left out any information about like obviously, but it pretty much just states that
if he
after-
became king.
Yeah,
no, it just pretty much states that the war if Toposager were to declare peace, Okrose would as well. That's it.
Oh well, then yeah, I'm gonna sign that.
Oh.
That's like everything.
Oh, that's what.
They just don't want to
Because they
get
can't
back.
write down anything about an assassination plot.
But that's not us saying that we're how do you say that? Supporting them.
Well, in their mind it is, but the reality is I'm signing something that says we just will stop
Yeah,
fighting.
but so in other words, though, that won't happen unless he becomes ruler. Toposager is not going to do
But
it.
I'm definitely gonna
And if
sign
he
that
gets,
either way.
but his point is, if he gets murdered, he can't declare peace. Because imagine your ruler getting killed and immediately being like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm gonna go back
Yeah.
on everything he fought for. I
Imagine.
can't do that.
It's happened in our world how many times in the Middle East?
But if he if he dies by mistake, he thinks he can spin it as like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
And
done.
okay,
And then
so
use a
when
lot
you
of
sign
salt.
that, let me know because I want him to elaborate on how we do this.
yeah, I'm gonna sign it because
Accident.
regardless, this doesn't hold us to anything that's non-beneficial to us.
yeah, we've got our lawyers. They can. Pretty
It's
much
mostly
Yeah.
assurance because they don't want to
NDAs
be
are
like, okay, we're
almost
gonna pull our army
unenforceable.
back and have Okrose just be like, psych.
Yeah.
That's really why they want it, right?
Yeah, well, if Okrose destroys you with Tiamat fire, what are you gonna do? Show the fucking paperwork, you idiot?
Yeah,
The
people know
clause-
about that.
The clause support's not going to do much for you, man, but
They say that they don't have any idea how the assassination should take place, but they know of a time where he will be is most vulnerable.
when and where is that?
When he's at the iron skirt or whatever.
Yeah, I was like when he's
The steam
upstairs
skirt.
with Danig.
Oh, damn it.
He's not
Oh.
sure if your group has any like
Oh, damn it,
druids
I
or
love
anyone
it.
stealthy, but they have a vial of wyvern's blood, highly
Yeah.
concentrated.
I say let me
very
prove
deadly.
it. So do we.
We have a vial of wyvern poison. Is that the same?
This is highly concentrated to be like
So is ours.
once like a sip will kill even the most powerful warrior.
Shit, it's lean.
And they're telling you
I took that as
You
lean.
cut this, Nick?
in the morning, Toposager is going to gather all of Topo's rock outside the city and they're going to he's going to give a big speech in front of all of them. If
Declaring peace, we tell him.
We have to throw it at his ear.
They say if you could somehow slip him this poison before that event, he in his rooms before he while he's getting ready or
None of us are
whatever.
playing rogues, huh?
We've timed it out that he will likely die in the middle of this speech.
Ethan has our best stealth.
It'll look like he's passed from some ailment or
+6.
from previous wounds,
That's not
etc.
bad.
He has guidance though, maybe, yeah.
Oh, well, we can make it work.
If you guys have any other ideas for how you can take him out, he's fine to offer you any other information if you have your own thoughts, theories.
You what?
If you prefer to do it a different way, he'd be willing to help you. That's just what they have been thinking.
Oh, they said you have the squirts. What?
Did someone have the ability to cast invisibility?
I can do it with the gore. Yes.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
I have dimension door, so I can just.
Okay.
And you have wings.
It's okay,
boots.
dude.
Swap
We'll see it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
What?
do this?
And you're
So-
+6 to stealth.
Or not?
No,
So that's
no,
same
just
as
take
me.
it.
So
I'll just adjust,
That's fine.
if they do anything, I'll just adjust it. See you, man. Get some sleep.
Next.
bye. Good night, man.
see ya.
See ya.
Would it
Sorry, leaving?
Yeah, he fell asleep. I went home and took a nap, a 2-hour nap, so I'm okay. But Carson didn't. So we woke up at 3 a.m. So he's probably exhausted.
Would it be? Let's see. Can you cast invisibility at a higher level than both? Would it be advantageous for us both?
Do any of us have pass without trace? That's a good
I don't
one.
think that works for staffs. I think it's what the spell is cast at.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't think Mazrac would want to be
Well, Mazrac doesn't want to kill him.
Implicated.
I mean,
Well, Mazrac
he's
doesn't
got the
want to
oath
kill him.
of truth.
Right.
So any kind of assassination,
I'm truthfully gonna kill.
yeah, needs to be yeah, I don't know.
Well, nobody asks.
I get that.
You guys could do it without even telling him.
I
You
know,
could
that's
just
what
also think it happened
that's what
the
I
same
was
way.
Also, remember how I wanted to take him alive to
Yeah.
face justice.
True.
So, I think when you guys come back and tell Mazrac about this, depending on how much you tell him,
I was gonna say,
right? I think Mazrac will understand to a degree, but it's not his preferred
So,
option.
Avius is very pragmatic, but also he does like Mazrax. And more importantly, he wants us to have a good relationship for both kingdoms going forward. And he doesn't really want to lie to Mazrax in this scenario because he also is not sure if it's worth assassinating this guy before he talks to him. But if we meet with him tonight, that would be optimal.
But hold up, yeah. If we can meet and at least get our bearings straight, that'd be cool. But if not, listen. If he's dead,
Solve our
the
problem.
pros of it are Okrose is gonna be chill with us, Delanar is gonna be chill with us, and Toposagan's gonna be chill with us. Those are the pros.
Yeah, the pros outweigh anything to me.
Yeah, and we have Aver's allies going to David.
Yeah.
Aver's going to Dahlia. So
We put a wall in your
so
guys'
I'm
mouth
like,
to see
dude, this guy's got to go.
I'm fine with that.
If
Are
we
we
just
still in the
imprison him, that deal's off.
I mean, yeah, you guys are still in the room. You're just thinking.
Cons
through.
would be.
Well, the deal's not off. The
No, I
deal
think
would have no
deal's-
reason to be off because now his son's still in charge.
Yeah, so I'm saying cons. If we don't kill him,
Or
As long as he's in custody, it's fine not to kill him.
well, the thing is, I think the deal would be off because Toposagan wouldn't. What was it? Toposagan? He wouldn't become the leader.
He totally would. The guy's in custody. He can't be a
He
king.
literally said he wouldn't. He's like, dude, even if he's killed in broad daylight, I want to just become king.
Well, yeah, but if he's taken into custody and
No, so
he would have to be-
Toposager is next in line no matter what. What he's saying is, if he gets killed, they're gonna blame Okrose, and he can't then be like, okay, peace.
Like we can't
Yeah.
assassinate.
If
him.
he gets
would have to go to a
assassinated,
trial.
they're gonna immediately be like, okay, Okrose did that. We have to fight this war till the end now.
And if he's a.
But his point is, if he dies accidentally, then he could declare peace.
So as long
But
as he
if-
doesn't get
if-
assassinated,
If
fine.
Toposager's taken hostage, Vopensager wouldn't become king. He may be like a duke that sits while he's gone, but a captive king doesn't immediately lose his whole kingdom.
Right.
Well, but you're. That's, oh, I guess he did declare independence. In my mind, I was like, isn't he on trial now?
So it's
Yeah, like they could try him and kill him, but even then, if they killed him, like
so it's
the
like
people might
this
say
guy,
that, like, you just
when
killed
the
our
king of Delanar said, well, and his own son Vopensager said that this guy is power hungry and is just trying to kill people.
Well, Toposager is the same as him. That's the only reason I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
trust him completely.
But he would at least have better relations with the other things. So it's like the only thing.
No, goal-wise, I'm fine if this guy dies.
The only thing that would keep us is that Mazrac wants to do the noble thing, obviously, but is it that noble if this plan doesn't go off?
Yeah, I don't
and
think
we
it's.
lose all of that.
I don't think keeping him alive is better than killing him. I just want to talk to him first, regardless.
That would be nice, but if we don't get the opportunity, like if the meetings, if Danny's
Avius is fine to poison him.
Yeah.
Like the reality of it is we're on a very short time clock for yours and my sake before my grandpa goes crazy. And based on what I was told, I might just need to kill that nigga anyways, and like quick. So it's like either way is fine with me because Voposagan seems power hungry but not smart enough to rule on his own, which means we probably have a lot of sway here as well.
My whole purpose here is just to cramp your guys' style, okay? I'm the little angel on your shoulder. Don't do that.
I mean, my style is just whatever works at the time.
It's good, but we just have
But
to
you're
see,
right.
like,
Mazrac would definitely have something. To
it's
say
like
about it,
going
for
back
sure.
to the you don't need to save everybody because sometimes killing somebody is going to save a lot more people.
Right.
We kind of had a similar situation,
It's like Nephi.
just like Nephi.
I mean, it is.
So what is your guys'? Have you guys come to a decision?
So yeah, so we already signed it. So are we still in the tavern then?
You could
Yeah, you're still there.
betray Voposager, reveal the coup attempt, and get Toposager's trust.
I'll just say it is still a political
There's
bargaining
that,
chip
but
right up to the
Toposager-
moment he's dead.
Toposager still wants to attack. Well, one would still want to attack Okrose, and even if he didn't, Okrose still wants him dead. And so,
That's the main thing is we got to do something.
yeah,
And
and
my
and
grandpappy ain't
the,
gonna be happy.
And the
Let's just take over
and the
Topo's rock
Okrose
ourselves.
king is insane right now. There's no. I don't want to fight two more red dragons. I'm sorry.
Maybe a lot more.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm saying, let's go with this plan. It's shady. We're in the basement, but like I said, that's how the United States is founded, baby.
Yeah, so whatever you guys
Is it
decide,
a Mason founding a new nation?
I would just like to know
You're 33.
how much.
Yeah.
I would just like to know how much you guys reveal or keep secret from Mazrac, so that I can. Like I've been kind of talking as Cliff and as Mazrac
Yeah.
would, right? But like I recognize
Well,
I'm not here. For
So
this.
can we settle this deal and go back and talk with Mazrac while he's on the forge?
Yeah, do you agree? Do you agree to everything?
Do we agree?
If we
Uh,
speak to what's his
And
name,
you're
as
gonna
David's
promote him
face,
with Danik's Claw as well,
Correct.
in exchange for the forces
I'm gonna leave that to Dan,
Topo's Rock.
our noble leader.
Well, that's the thing. We now have the ultimate patsy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like even if we
This
have
guy's
to be
Jack.
like Danig, you can still have your residency here.
Well, no. Then we have the local mob boss kill Danik after the assassination.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, no, we would say like, dude, or we tell everybody that you're a piece of shit and you've lied this entire time. And I love you, buddy. I don't want to see you die.
Unfortunately, they'd all believe him over us.
Well, not if we have all the air copper and the rock over us.
Well, either way,
Anyway,
even if if Danik's Claw supports the new regime in power, it's good for him either way. He's already good in with Toposager, he'd be good in with Voposager.
Well, he'd be good enough because we're backing him. But like he said originally, he's like, I kind of like Toposager because my people are enslaved. But we keep it from happening again.
you just move them. Maybe we
To
could tell.
camps.
We could tell Danig.
We can load them on trains.
Hold up. What if we tell Danig like, bro, you should get all the Kanku out here by tomorrow? Anyway, that's a separate. Let's finish this part.
Well, I think we basically,
Okay.
we signed the agreement and we're like, look, we're going to have to discuss this with the boys potentially. But for now, I say we don't say anything. If we meet with Toposager tonight, great. We can tell Mazrac everything. If not, tomorrow.
I guess, do you guys have any other plans besides the poison route?
And that seems like the only real way, unless we're going to fight him.
Yeah, if you want any, he's willing to give you information if you have it.
Because the main problem is fighting him is not really an option for me. Because if he loses that way and I'm from Okrose, it's...
You said he's an artificer.
Oh, he has the rock, right?
Well, that's the...
Yeah, he has
the rock is the army, right?
Yeah, the mercenary.
Oh, duh. But
he has a device that resembles something like a crossbow, but it doesn't shoot bolts. It shoots strings of acid. Very powerful. And only that, he also he equips very powerful explosives as well. He also has wings, boots of flying.
And he wears a turban and
he's usually always accompanied by like the best fighters in Topo's Rock.
It's like Lord Normak all over again.
Yeah, so I do want to ask him, what would be his weakness in the fight? In a fight.
In case things go wrong.
Yeah.
You seen the movie Valkyrie?
Yeah, he himself would not fight his father. Nor would he suggest anyone
wouldn't fight me neither.
Yeah.
This poison has been concentrated enough to hopefully knock him out like quick and just like as soon as it takes effect. But yeah, as far as weaknesses goes, he's probably the greatest fighter in Chainyia. Would not tangle with him.
Well, he hasn't met me, but whatever.
You rolled an 81 and I rolled a 4. But Toposager was like, dude, that guy from Okrose totally killed
That's what I
him.
said. I said this could totally...
So bad.
He could be glowing right now. This could be a Discord chat message for all we know. And he's like, do you need $10,000 in an AR-15? But we signed this other treaty, and we don't have to pull it off if we don't want to, so we don't lose anything. I say we keep it in our pocket. Don't tell Mazrac just in case, and then we can tell him after.
Oh, I thought we are telling Mazrac.
I do want to, but I also am very open to your idea of pragmatism, which is maybe, like, Mazrac is bound by this oath and honor, but that might not even be what's best for Mazrac in this scenario. So I can be persuaded. I'm fine to tell Mazrac the whole truth, but I also don't see it ending well for us, even if we take him into custody and take him back. Because then my crazy grandpa might just be like, oh, I see, this is all a setup to bring the hero here in front of me so he could kill me. You brought her here to kill me!
So what is your guys' what are you going to tell Mazrac the whole truth, the slight truth?
Or nothing but the truth?
Nothing but the truth? What about Danik? Are you going to tell him anything?
Danik, no.
Definitely not.
Danik will tell 50 prostitutes by the time that it's
What we can
important.
deal with after. I don't know. Do we tell Tanner? Do we tell
Tanner's there.
Cliff then? Before or after?
Don't say Cliff. I want to tell Cliff.
Yeah. Because I'm like, because he is my friend. He's all of our friends, obviously. But it's like, and Cliff already did say he would be okay. He'd be sad, but okay with it. Because it is like, dude, you got to think about all of the options.
It's hard because in my mind, I'm like, all right, I really want Okrose and everybody to get along. Cliff is like a hero of the people now. And I do feel like doing it my usual way might not be good. Because normally I would just kill the nigga and get on with it. But I'm like, maybe that isn't the way to do it. Especially with the current socio-political climate. But also, it is a time thing where it's like, I want to get back
Yeah, we're on the clock for something much bigger than any
to multiple
of these
things.
geopolitical systems.
But there's also a chance that Toposager is valuable in many ways, and potentially even with fighting for Tabor. So it's like, it's hard to know. I kind of want to get Mazrac's opinion. I think it's fine to tell him.
I think we let God.
Would Toposager be more helpful than his son?
I don't know. I think it could be either way. Toposager's one of the best fighters ever, so if he was there fighting himself, it might be nice. But he also is a bloodthirsty warmonger who wants to keep fighting Okrose.
Exactly.
Because either way, he kind of has to be dethroned.
And that's who's on Delanar's neck.
As much as I value pragmatism here, I don't see him as the most pragmatic.
He's not.
No,
right?
he's only going to do something selfishly. So I don't think he's going to be like, yeah, sure, for the greater good, let's do whatever.
Or basically, it's basically between bringing him in.
I think we just found our answer, guys. For the greater good, we don't tell Mazrac. I'm just saying.
And fighting him probably we won't win.
Yeah, well, we could say, fighting him.
Because he has an army.
Fighting him, yeah. If we caught him on a good time, I don't know, maybe.
Well, there's no good time. He always has his
and
guard.
we lost.
Outside of the bar, I do want to tell them what I noticed. It's like, yeah, he's just hungry for power.
I would say we just plane shift him twice. The problem is when you plane shift somebody, you can't decide where they go if they don't go willingly. Because like if we could meet with him, we could literally just use the staff and go bing bing. And
So he could end up somewhere in heaven, like way far away, like in a different aisle.
You have to plane shift has to be with willing creatures.
You can make them if they're not. You can't decide where they go if they're not.
But you
gonna
couldn't.
go.
But it'd be a different spell. Completely.
No, so you can do plane shift as a melee spell attack, and you
And they get
can-
teleported. I thought it said you can't choose
can.
where they go.
What if we?
Are we sure?
What if we shifted?
Because I swear to when we read it, it was
You
the
can
opposite.
pick. You can pick what plane they go to. I don't know.
I don't think you can
if
pick a specific place
It's
in
like
the
a
plane.
banish.
What if
It does work like that. I just thought it said you can't specify where they go to on the plane.
I've
Yeah.
read this several times, but let me confirm.
What if we shifted him to where the aboleth is?
You'd also, though, to think about it, you'd have to succeed that check twice. You'd have to send him to heaven, teleport yourself to heaven, fight him, try getting him again, because you couldn't do a direct thing. And he might kill all of you by then. Who knows? Maybe not.
I don't think he'd kill all of us. But
No, I don't. I mean,
My plan with this spell has always just been like send them somewhere where they're just gonna die.
yeah, that was kind of my main thought. Was like banishing them
the
to
dream realm.
Sending him to hell would be fun.
the shadow realm. You
But
get
He-
then I always
but
get worried, like, what if they get like corrupted and
Yeah, get like
turn-
all strong.
I was gonna say, there's also a way back from her, but there's a way back from essentially everywhere. I mean, Rattles was in the Fae. The one dude was in the dream realm. The dream realm you can come back from.
Rattles LaFay.
Sleep.
That's freaky. That's a cool.
So
concept.
you can use the spell to banish an unwilling creature to another plane. Choose a creature within your reach, make a melee spell attack. On a hit, it makes charisma saving throw. If they fail, it is you're right. It is transported to a random.
Have I ever
no,
been wrong?
You're wrong.
Random? What do you mean?
It is transported to a random location.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's
on
what he
the
was.
plane of existence. You
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
You
You can
choose the
choose the
plane, but they
plane,
could
but
be
the point that's
anywhere.
what you're saying is he could end up
I see.
anywhere in heaven.
Because then we could teleport
Yeah.
after, but
He could
he's
end up in
not
like the
that.
chains of justice.
I was
and-
hearing a random plane.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, you specify plane, just not location, which is hard.
Yeah, because then you guys would have no idea where he was,
Right.
and thus couldn't like follow him through. But you could still banish him to it like an evil plane to just hopefully either contain him or kill him.
That's a thing.
But he's also a very powerful spellcaster.
That was my other
He
thought.
may
He's
be
a
able to
high
just
level
return.
artificer.
But that's why I want like the Stow Curse
Yeah, yeah.
person because
Make his saves.
it's disadvantage on charisma saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that with your hex curse too, right?
No.
Oh, that's
All right, boys. So
There is
what's your guys' final,
hex curse that doesn't like that.
are you gonna tell Mazrac? Let's just put it to a vote. We've discussed for so long.
I'm saying no for the great.
Because there's three of you. Sorry, Mazrac, you can't really vote on
No,
that.
I get it. And so this is like after you guys left and he's told you what he saw.
Yeah.
With him.
So you say no. Gideon, what do you say? Do you tell Mazrac or do you keep it completely to yourself? Yes or no? Think about what Gideon would do more than anything with the information you have.
What did you guys say?
I said no.
I haven't said anything yet.
You a blind boy.
Classic
Everybody put your
Gideon
heads on the
watching
desks.
sides, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I would tell Mazrac just because he's part of the group. He's only one person of the group. Like, I know that he will go along with what everyone comes to an agreement of.
Well, he doesn't have to poison him.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do it. I know that he won't like it, won't necessarily be for it, but he'll still support. So I'm in favor of it.
I mean, he's been with Rattles for how long?
True.
You're like, yeah.
He's with that filth.
He's never agreed with what Rattles did, but he never was like.
Rattle never did anything particularly evil, just chaotic.
He stole from a temple.
That's what I just said.
What about you?
And I know that Mazrac is coming from
More
a place of
atheist.
emotion.
Yeah, Atheist.
Your brother doesn't get a vote either.
Never knew it.
What?
He's a lesser member. He's a feather,
He's a feather, dude.
not a talon.
Atheist thinks that telling Mazrac is fine because of what we've done so far, and the fact that he thinks we could still do the assassination plot even if Mazrac knows.
Yeah, that's true.
And Mazrac may have a solution that fulfills all of our requirements as well. And he is more versed on the political situation with this country than we are, which he might also know of more different political reasons to take care of it one way or another, which is the main thing in my mind, is like, which way will unite the most people to have an army with us to go take to Daver? Which is like, these guys are independent currently, and I'm worried that even if they say they're rejoining, I don't know how much we'll be able to bring. So I'm in favor of telling Mazrac. I'm fine to not, but in my mind, I think it's worth telling him. I think we could still do our plan even if he knows, and he may have solutions and insights that are better for either plan anyways, as far as getting rid of the king and not having it be a pain in the ass, even if Toposager's in.
I am going to give you 3 each inspiration.
Because we all also got
that was
really low insight checks, and Toposager might be like, these guys killed my dad. We're killing Okrose. My thought is like, he could totally flip the script on us after he's a king with power.
But he got a really high one.
We didn't get a copy of it.
Oh, we did.
So-
I also don't want a copy of the contract. It could show that I was part of something bad.
See,
Yeah.
you guys have already discussed it pretty thoroughly, but you return to the steaming dress, and you tell Mazrac what you guys said. So Mazrac can now, and we'll say like by the time you've done talking, it's pretty late. You've been working on your helmet.
And we already poisoned the guy, right?
But so Mazrac, do you have anything to add? Danik isn't here.
Yeah, so I think Mazrac, upon hearing this, would be like very solemn. Because this is like a big thing. I don't know.
It is serious. That's also why I was like,
Killing a leader and not the most.
yeah. And the government is literally asking us to do it, which has never gone well for the assassin ever in history. So,
And you know, so
he's gonna play.
Mazrac very strongly recognizes the need for justice on Toposagan. He also recognizes some of the good that he's done for the city and the Kenku. Mazrac had like a Kenku friend in the academy, like so he like really wants what's best for the Kenku people.
I love Danik.
It was like Police Academy. The Kenku's doing all the sound effects.
Yeah.
You ever seen Police Academy, brother?
I need to.
We gotta watch that.
Mazrac is very concerned about the unseen repercussions of this. Will people still view it as an assassination attempt and kind of spoil it all anyway? Hearing that Toposagan isn't really that much better, like, will he make things... Well, it already sounds like he's going to make things worse for the Kenku. Mazrac doesn't know the right way, but he feels like there's got to be a better way. But he's also very doubtful if he... This is number one. Toposagan cannot remain in power. That is absolute.
Yes.
So whether murder, like open murder, assassination,
Regicide, yeah.
or capture, for like justice, it needs to happen.
Because capturing him is hard.
Yeah.
That would be,
Just because we don't have any actual authority.
and that would be the absolute hardest.
How do you?
Because transporting him anywhere is hard because he's a strong magic user.
And guarded by.
Yeah, Topo's Rock is like one of the
Basically, we
most
need
powerful.
like sedatives to keep him
And
fentanyl up the entire way.
and it sounds like the city is with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so it's not going to be as simple as like I can't just go in and do
Yeah.
a good speech.
Like he's a literal local hero still.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
Danik of all people likes him.
Danik's a good judge of character.
It's almost like threatening him with warfare against the capital and the country is like one influence, but he probably like that.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what he already is trying to invite.
So
He's an agent of chaos.
Mazrac isn't going to give an answer right now. He basically needs to be like,
It is hard because
I really need to pray about this one.
yeah, that's a good idea. Because even in my mind, I'm like, I need to pray Deus because it is there's not a good answer left. It's like, what is the answer that gets the least amount of people killed in the worst way possible?
And I think like this has been a theme of Mazrac, right? Like he's gone into this very naive, like thinking good and evil,
Black and
like,
white.
Yeah, black and white, right? Like, and
Black
this
and
whole
yellow.
journey, especially with Escanor, he's been like realizing that there's barely ever a black and white, right? And like he keeps trying to force the black and white
Ideal.
into reality.
Yeah.
Right, and that's not easy. And this is just like the next step in that.
It's like a perfect representation of it, where it's like the ideal might literally be impossible and maybe not even good.
It's why Mazracs love the idea of fighting the Abyss.
Yeah.
And fighting Ithtin. It's like
because they're
very
actual
clear.
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's physical manifestation of evil.
But this is this is politics, right?
And even if he's not a great guy, he has done right by his people, and the people love him, which is like, what right do we have to rob them of that? But,
so, Tobin, I would say that, this really instills in Mazracs the need to understand what Delaran is trying to tell him. Because he feels like, if nothing else,
his purple is
he
great.
wants to do right by her.
Yeah,
and he wants to understand what her will is.
Yep.
And that would be his
Try
decision.
one. I don't drink any mountain.
I'd like to go to the temple if there is one. For Delaran, I imagine there would be just with
Ooh, I
Rock
drink soda
or some
every
kind of
night.
church. And I will spend inspiration to auto succeed.
So, so the city, they don't have any temples dedicated to any one god because they have the Temple of Yago they would travel to.
Yeah.
But they have because of
multiple?
their no, they have one big building that essentially is the temple to all the gods.
Mhm.
Like with little so it's
Like
one
Baldur's
building
Gate
for
3
all of them.
in the last battle.
Yeah, it's a lot like that, where they have a representation of all the gods, except
Baldur's Gate
obviously
3.
not the cults, so not Tiamat, not just the
That's
five.
an yeah, we should.
Yeah, just the five main gods.
Almost done.
So and you're auto succeeding.
Yeah.
So
Any
it's
night?
20.
Well, any Tuesday night or Thursday night
Okay,
or weekends or Monday nights. I guess.
you're not gonna like what you may have wished that you succeeded earlier.
Because I always go to bed at like 10 now, 'cause I've been off my head.
Delaran tells you
I
that
hated all of it.
Toposager is a flawed individual. But
Check
he
the portal logs.
is not irredeemable.
Oh shit, you bitch goddess. You absolute whore.
I told you would have wanted to succeed earlier. But you learn that essentially Delaran says that Toposager may still have an important part to play in all this.
That's what I'm worried about. Maybe I just need to kill my grandpappy. Maybe that solves it all.
No, because even doing that, Homer still will go after Okrose. He's not going after. He's not going after the king.
Unless we redeem him.
I'm also worried because dethroning him either way could be bad because Okrose, the power structure is whack.
Yeah, right.
Because like my family only recently took power, but the reality is everybody's still trying to get it.
This is an
I need
idea.
to marry that bitch soon.
This
Dude,
is
who has ceremony? Carson's character's back. He's gonna cast ceremony on me and that bitch.
this is an idea.
You damn bitch.
It would be the biggest.
You ruined me.
Sorry that had to be said at that time.
Far episode where
This is the
they're-
most complex
Oh
situation
my
that
gosh,
we've ever
that's
had.
It's good drama.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's on the study.
Yeah.
I painted my feet black. It's such a good episode, dude.
What are you doing?
I thought about it again,
However, perhaps
and I
the
brought the nail
timing is
school back.
really important for Mazrac. Like he kind of
Well,
considered
that's
it,
so
and then suddenly it was like,
That garbage can was 5.5 feet, not 6.
Middle
God
feet.
damn it.
you guys, can you continue discussing
So
this?
good.
While I will be.
Yeah, so I basically come back, it's probably like midnight or something, and I come back and tell you guys we're not killing him.
Well,
Well, yeah, we're poisoning him. The poisons kill you.
We're gonna go back in time and not tell him.
I'm fine
well,
with
no,
that.
we can still kill him.
Because he talked to a goddess, which
Yeah,
is good.
we already agreed that we could kill him still, even if he doesn't agree. But I'm gonna throw this out because when you come in, we're all on the fence. We don't love to kill this guy. I think you might love to kill this guy.
Yes.
Here's the thing. This would be a crazy power move and so incredibly risky. But if your god is real,
Israel, okay, good.
sorry, man, Yahoo, dude, he's here.
He was. He met with Trump instead of Biden.
He's going to.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Biden or Harris want to meet him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're causing genocide? What do you think? That's
Go on.
Anyway,
Yes, though.
so what if we sneak into his room, Tanner, with dimension door?
I have passed through walls.
pass through walls, whatever.
it's called.
We put a broom up
We
the
find out where he's sleeping. We get there. It's gonna be a crazy power move, but we tell him everything. We say, dude, listen, we want to kill you. We have evidence. Here's the, you know, we can totally flip on his son. Who cares?
Yeah.
Say, dude, this is the poison I was gonna kill you with.
Watch
But
this.
We were going to do this not because we hate you, but we tell him
Here's the
everything.
scenario.
We say, listen, dude, you have literally been chosen by God because if you were about to die.
He would.
Is Ammon the one who goes to the
pay
kingdom?
heed to Celeron.
He's gonna be burned to death.
Who goes to the
If
kingdom and
he's
works for the
gonna
king for like all those
pay
years?
heed to
Is
any
a shepherd
gods,
and cuts all their arms
it would
off,
be
and then the
Sauron.
king converts?
He may be a godless heathen.
True.
Oh no, it was Ammon.
But
Was
The
it
big guy
Ammon?
from the hammer.
Yeah.
And then say like,
So we're Ammon basically.
so if we're there and we're laying it all out
Yeah.
and we're
Let's cut some
exposing
cards off.
we're
Yeah.
Let's marry
exposing
some
our
life
cards.
And look,
Let's farm some women.
maybe he doesn't have to meet justice. Maybe he can
Justice
have
needs him.
an independent city, that, as long as he like stops war with Okrose. That's really the objective, right?
Yeah.
But like, I
'Cause
talked
if
to
he
you
had
guys
an
about this,
independent city, that'd be awesome. He sounds great for the city.
and he can fight the Storm Cult to get his
Why not?
anger out. But I talked to you guys before, like,
For his city, better than Vocal.
Well, what your god said is the main
True.
Yeah.
important thing to me
it's
is like
what?
if he has a part to play and he's not irredeemable, and she thinks that he has something more to do.
And if he can help us down
Like
the
we've
day.
all been called by the gods. Well,
It's
for
like,
real.
it's like, dude, I can say like, you want to fight. There's a fight that needs to be happen, and it needs to happen in
Yeah,
Denver.
and there's like a
I
real
need you
enemy
there.
to fight.
I've got
Yeah.
and I've got
Said
like
that
my
you have a part to play in David.
Yeah.
I've got my silver magic going, which kind of is like it's a very obvious like sign of Celeron's blessing upon me, so like that can help. But
We can teleport him to the realm.
I kind of talked to you guys about this on Discord, right? Like
Here's our god. We're in hell.
if maybe we can still convince him to come to the capital,
Her name is Summer.
promise him like sanctuary. I do the temple thing, right?
Yeah, you
the scroll of
talk.
the temple to create the things, and then we could still lure. If this is how we want to do it, we have Toposager to lure your uncle into the temple and either redeem him if he comes to his senses, or kill him there.
That's kind of my thought because like I got like
Yeah.
150 inspiration to just spend, but that's kind of I kind of like that idea. Ian, that's
Okay.
not a bad idea.
So okay, I was like, dude, it is a Hail Mary.
but if it goes wrong, I'm
'Cause
gonna
if it
give
goes
you shit
wrong-
for like months.
Exactly. If it goes wrong, it's gonna suck. But I think we can do it.
We all agree to it here. Again, I got the inspiration to spend. Oh, you don't believe me? 30 inspiration.
So I'm gonna give you the quick summary. You got most of it, but
No, just we'll just go in blind.
okay,
It'll be better.
cool.
Danik comes in the room.
Well, Danik drank the poison I gave it.
Derek's like, dude, he's been killed. Toposager's been killed. We're like, oh, fudge.
At breakfast tomorrow, we have the poison in Danik's drink. We're like, Toposager poison Danik! Oh!
Wait, we blame it on Toposager.
He gave us this poison, and I was supposed to go to you, but I put it in his drink.
He comes in, water's like sort of dripping through his
Best
armor.
Patsy, he should
Water?
be.
It's raining.
Yeah. I was like, somebody give us swirly?
He says that he has amazing news. He got you guys a meeting with Toposager tomorrow morning before his big speech.
Danik, we love you.
He says it was a pretty hard get, but fame has its own rewards. He's also he went to the stable. He conversed with Fudge about it, his brown unicorn with
Oh,
two
that's
horns.
right.
Professor Filch?
Oh, that's right.
And
The
he
devil horse.
he said that he's willing to ride with you for a little while longer. Perhaps not on a permanent basis, but
No. You.
And I say,
you go
Danik,
back
our
and
graphic
you should-
designer drew up
Yeah.
our patch.
ooh.
Say, do you like that, David?
Just a chicken.
It's a chicken. Does he like it?
He starts crying.
We all have chicken feet. We're what?
He says that
Because that's what they use.
They eat, yeah. I can't eat them.
he says that the emblem should
I'm sorry,
at
I don't
least
know, like-
contain one sword, if not a sword and shield.
No, that's the beauty of it. The talon is made out of swords.
He loves that idea.
Is his a rapier? Isn't it a rapier?
In a
His
long
sword?
sword.
Yeah, no, it's a long sword and a shield. He's like a knight essentially.
That's pretty sick.
I say cool. We'll run with this then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that sounds good.
Yeah, maybe like one big sword and 2 daggers.
So
How much should I mark for
So,
my
he doesn't-
work?
no, he doesn't know.
You can just count it as being one of the days.
I'm gonna talk to him and be like, so Danik, sorry, I didn't explain correctly. You don't need to ride with us yet. But we're gonna talk soon. We'll talk after the meeting.
He says, well, he's going to be at the meeting. That's like the whole arrangement. You guys, he's introducing you to Toposager.
Alright.
Wasn't that the whole plan?
Yes.
Just play along, okay, man?
Play along to what?
Something closer to that then.
What is that?
Peen
Just as
mixed
like
with
two
the-
ears touching.
Yes, that was the idea.
Oh my gosh.
The clawn ball.
Man, he says like pretty early in the morning, right before like the big speech. He has a little meeting, so.
Alright.
The classical music's playing in slow motion as he's falling from the poison. Long live the king.
So you guys sleep in this.
It's like a Zack Snyder movie. It's 300.
There's enough beds for all of you. Luckily, the sheets have been recently cleaned.
They still smell like Danik.
Stuck together.
It's just like a
There's-
cardboard sheet.
There's feathers everywhere.
The next day, it is, ironically,
Spells.
the first of Toposager.
Oh, he's
Do you,
got dying.
what spells do you have for like sneaking?
That's so
or whatever,
cool.
Like,
And it also is the
Silence.
first technical day of winter
um,
After that massive snowstorm?
Well, now,
Yeah, that was like.
but now we don't
nightfall.
need to sneak up. We can just
I
talk
have-
at the meeting, right?
Dimension
we're still gonna
door.
go tonight, right?
Oh, I figure if it's just with him, we can just tell him in the morning.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, you think that's gonna go okay?
I think if we use our inspiration correctly, and then he gives a nice rousing speech right after about unity, maybe we
And
can
how Vopensager is the
do
best.
two things at once. 2 claws with 1
Oh,
peen.
except what if that? We should have read that contract, dude.
The contract just said if he's gone, peace for sure between Okrose and him. It had nothing about any of the other stuff.
So it wasn't even that. It was just pretty much said
It was a
if
check written
if
for.
Okrose declares peace, so will.
Vopensager.
Yeah, the only incriminating thing about it was that it doesn't. Toposager didn't sign it.
Yeah, it's signed with.
So it's like, and he doesn't have the authority to sign that unless Toposager.
Well, we
is
figured
there.
he did.
So that's the only problem with it.
All right, dude. We're gonna show our hands.
And the fact
on
that
this
it's
guy.
dated before Toposager's death.
Oh, you're gonna show him. You're gonna see our fucking hands.
Yeah, no, he's gonna see my hands one way or the other, dude.
So
Okay, so we're not doing the sneaky tonight.
I feel like it'll go poorly. There's gotta be so much magic in that place.
Yeah, and Danig, he got us a meeting, man. He's our man.
Okay.
Yeah, and if things go real poorly, Danig's our leader.
Yeah, dude. He's the one that
Danig
signed
signed it.
Yeah, dude, it says the leader of the
sign
claw,
his name?
dude.
I'm
Yeah,
just like,
we can't make decisions for the claw.
how is Dana gonna screw this up?
We'll see.
Okay.
Well, if worse goes to worse, the poison goes in his drink.
So, in the middle of the night,
Oh my gosh. Toposager sneaks into our room, dripping wet over our bed.
Gideon,
Potions of-
you awake in the middle of the night
Yes,
to see a
poison.
black shape standing by your bed.
Son of a bitch.
A moment passes before you realize that it is Danik
Son of a bitch.
standing over your bed.
Holy
Just
shit.
kind of like, he's not in your bed, but he's like standing right next to your bed.
Peen in hand,
This is my favorite room.
softly grunting.
So he's like, is he like right near me?
Yeah, he's right above your
He's gonna
bed.
kill you.
Oh shit.
We don't know that.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
gonna
dude,
like,
Danig would never. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna
If
say
he did, we couldn't say anything.
He says, Gideon, I had a terrible dream.
Oh my gosh.
He says he saw a black comet soaring through space, coming towards Chainyia. He said he has no idea what it means.
Is he the chosen now? What is he?
He's one of the storm cold leaders.
He is the lightning.
Oh my gosh. What else happened
He's
in
the
this?
storm.
He said he doesn't really remember, but he
He is
is
the storm that is
chilled
approaching.
to the bone.
Did a god happen to talk to you?
He doesn't remember.
Is he gonna black out for a month?
Can he sleep with you tonight?
You have to say yes.
Yeah,
I
dude.
open up the
Little
covers.
buddy.
To be fair, it's his bed.
He immediately gets, and you sleep back to back, but like later on in the night, you have like a wing over you.
A tickling
I
of his
wake up
neck.
with feathers in my mouth.
And the next morning,
Hey, yo!
he doesn't make eye contact for the first like 15 minutes.
He asked, was it good for you?
Tastes like chicken. Cops it up.
But then the next, so yeah, it is the first of Toposager, the first day of winter, and it is raining outside, like super
Do you tell us
cloudy.
about this, Tanner, or him tell us about this?
Yes.
So this is he chosen? Is that what that means?
I mean, that's the dream we all saw.
Yeah, but the god didn't like appear to him.
Well, no, he just didn't remember
I
his
just don't
dream.
remember.
And maybe he's too scared. You didn't insight check him. Maybe he's too scared to
Who's the
say.
last god that we're missing?
You're missing two.
We are?
Yeah, we are.
Because there was two.
Oh, I thought you meant like doing the things they told you to
Oh.
do.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
No, the last god is the storm cult.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is the only one remaining.
What do you mean?
And guess what it's doing
God.
outside?
But he could just be
They're talking about like, so it would be the, it would be the like, it would actually be the elemental being calling them, not like the cultists,
Yeah.
essentially.
So-
And that's only if like a character were to choose that one.
So
This-
the next,
I'm thinking he might just be
the next
supposed
one
to help
Dennis
us.
will actually look at me. I want to
Might be a
ask him
sign.
more about the dream. See if he, like, do you remember anything?
He says,
else?
what dream?
He says that he thinks he just had like a little too much to drink, a little too close to bed.
Derek, we've all had
Because
it.
we all had that dream.
Last night?
No.
Every night since I've had it.
That's how.
That's why we
That's how we
started.
got together.
Yeah, doing this in the first place.
Are we
That's
all
how
together?
became
He said you guys got together over a dream?
And
No,
teleportation.
we all woke up
Um,
together.
Martin Luther Kenku got everybody together over a dream.
Give that an inspiration for that.
He's no, he doesn't. He kind of plays it off as just like it was a weird dream. He also asked why you were in his bed last night.
Oh, we asked that too.
Oh, now I kill him.
No, he kind of plays it off. He doesn't seem to think it's a big deal
I
now
didn't-
that it's
I didn't
like.
tell anyone that we slept together.
Well, we all saw
Oh, he's been telling everyone that he woke up with you in his
Are
bed.
there
Literally
songs
every
about this?
day.
Kenku was.
When I went to go
Are
look
we
at
in the
his bed, he
same
wasn't
room?
there.
Like, are
No,
we-
so it's like a
Kenku's
open
holding his
area
shoes
that
and
has like
sneaking out of
separate
his
rooms
room.
attached
So
to
we each
it.
have an individual
Yeah,
room,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah, his hair's all, his feathers are all fluffed. The walk of shame.
But your meeting
smoking a
with
cigarette.
Toposager is
Okay.
like very early on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. We kind of missed ascending
I'm so
opportunity.
allergic to that cat. I'm
So
so
I'll just.
Oh, can we?
Is it too late to do a sending message yesterday?
No, go ahead.
You want to talk to somebody?
I'm wondering about
I was
that.
gonna say
Danik, can I sleep in your bed
Taz, what
tonight?
was his name?
Tesbo?
Tasbo.
Hasbo.
Yeah, I go to Danik's bed and he's not there. I'm just crying.
Hmm. Maybe not yet. No, not him yet.
Bilbo.
So I guess it's up to whoever.
want to see mountains.
Does anyone have a message they want to send to somebody? Okay, then I will send a message
My
to
uncle.
Ulrich
Ayo, nigga.
and
Tried to kill this nigga, check this.
basically saying
Oh shit, wrong person.
Let's
We-
send it to Vaporaz or what?
we've
So
been
we'll say-
inside the
Yeah.
we've been in the keep.
I'm gonna tell your dad
Made
that
deal.
Yeah.
how much
with,
gold you got.
Dumbass.
What's his name? The
Like one of those scam calls.
King.
The police will
King.
beat your house in
Toposager?
45 minutes.
no.
We need to go
Okrose King.
to the bank and get
Oh.
$44 worth of.
Just
Anyway,
don't
just
worry.
him.
Yeah.
Made deal with him,
Funny.
trying to set you free. Keep the faith.
But hearing he can be redeemed, I do like that. 'Cause he's a strong fighter.
He responds that that is good to hear. But also he says that he's been hearing strange sounds from the throne room, and the whole keep seems to be getting hotter.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? Hotter?
Yeah, and he hears weird sounds.
Shit, bro. My uncle's 100% there with dragons. We might have taken one day too long.
But
Wait.
he's gonna kill him. And we're
But
good.
we didn't.
Oh
so
wait,
we're not good.
are we bringing Toposager back to kill your uncle?
Well, it's a potential thing. It depends on Toposager.
That'd be dope.
But he can't kill him. Only I can hurt him.
Well, Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
they
killed
said
dragons.
He would
It's
be
like
the.
dragons,
he
Because
would
they
be
said
the
when they
thing to come out.
fought, he was like the Lord of Okrose was indestructible.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
blades
The
broke
Delaran
against
Ja'linar.
his skin. Because
What's
he's
that?
bound. He's
That's
bound.
sorry.
it's
to
a-
So
Disturbed.
there's some slight rain outside. It's colder. Obviously, the first thing winter. This is your final month left in the campaign. Which I mean that's still like a long time of playing, considering. But
I give myself an oil bath because I think we're gonna die today.
you guys
Gaze part.
you make your way through the city where you see that like outside the city gates, a huge like a pretty big army has been assembled. The Topos Rock has been like assembled to hear whatever like message Toposager has to give.
If this is the army.
This is like Caesar. We're all gonna stab him once.
Danik kind of like nervously approaches not the army, but just outside like where the army is, near like one of the buildings. There's like some guards around it, and Danik says that he got you some like VIP backstage access before the speech
We're gonna be in the
starts.
fucking dungeons.
So,
Mazrac, you're gonna tell him what I keep wanting to call her Celeron, is that right?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell him what she said, right?
Yeah.
Because hopefully he has some.
I mean, I think you're like complete honesty here.
Yes, that's
Right.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It
no,
works with
we're
oath-
throwing
oath
everything.
If
of
you guys are
trust.
gay, you have to say it.
I will live in Dew's
Okay.
zone of truth on myself, if that helps.
so
So-
you guys are
Oh,
let.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Because then he knows that we're saying everything.
You guys are let
That's what I'm
inside
trying
this
to
sort of
do.
smaller room, and you see that like there he is, Toposager. He's an older dwarf, braided beard, but his beard hasn't quite grayed. It's still like lush and colorful. He is in just like immaculate armor, and you can see what. I mean, just you guys wouldn't describe it this way, but it almost looks like a squirt gun with like glowing green acid inside. So you can see he has like this blaster. Clearly,
Got
made
the super
himself.
soaker.
Is he?
It's like a rifle.
You saying he got
But
that
where's it
thing on him?
It's like strapped on his back.
Nice.
And he has wings of flying on his feet. And bombs all around his like belt. He's like fully decked out, but he's not alone in the room. There are 3 equally beefed up looking dudes. One is an Aarakocra, one is a human, and one
Derek,
is
will
a
you sleep with me
dwarf.
tonight?
Well, and then there's one more. Vopo Saber's in the room with us.
Saber?
Sorry, Sager.
Oh! We're like, who's this nigga now?
Darth Saber. And they're all sort of getting ready. You can see like they're actually like they're putting on their armor, they're grooming themselves, they're getting ready because he's about to make like this huge speech.
The grooming 13-year-old.
And you guys all step in, and Danik is immediately just like,
Tobin,
Danik's claw has arrived.
did we recognize
I whisper.
the human or the...
Maybe we don't talk about the assassination yet.
No, we
Huh?
said you
Did we
stay.
recognize
He's gonna do
the
his own
human or the
truth.
Aarakocra?
Say you stay.
No.
Okay.
They just appear to be like
He's gonna keep
his
everybody
entourage,
with
his
him.
guard, and he has guards outside the door as
Toposagan's gonna
well.
keep his boys with him.
Well, yeah.
But if his son's here, I don't want to talk about the
I will say though, the
assassination right
Aarakocra appears to
Obviously,
be
we should.
a
Be
magic
like,
user.
we're telling you the truth.
The other ones, they're armored,
True,
but you can't really tell
now. I
what
don't know if
their
it'll go
like
well
style
first,
of
'cause
fighting
who
would
knows if
be.
he has other things lined up as well.
Besides him, who's clearly like some of them could
We'll
be
see how it
clerics.
goes, I guess.
You're
I
not sure,
get what
but
you're
one of
saying.
Because
them
then when
is
he
at
gets a
least.
bullet in the head, it might be on us.
Side thought. Toposager is probably enough of a warrior that he can see right through Danik.
Yes.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't know what
but
that...
he's probably
can't.
using him like.
Yeah.
I mean, he is more politically useful. But that's how we use him.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt Toposagan at all to have him around.
Right, no, I'm just kind of like making that observation.
Voposager kind of gives you guys a look, but doesn't give like he's stone faced.
I give him the
Like,
most
just-
obvious wink as I pull this huge comical
and we
arm
go-
smile out.
Yeah, we go.
point to him.
Yeah, I go.
It has the skull and cross.
But,
sticker on it.
Toposager's not rude. He's looking into a mirror, so he kind of like glances at you, but
Wouldn't
he's
if you're
like,
like a high-level politician, somebody be using purified food and drink on everything you touch ever?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how would you ever
they
get
would.
poisoned?
Just if they slip it in afterward. So you'd have to be really high.
Yeah,
up,
I just
like
think
that.
I'd make them do it in front
I
of
wonder
me.
if this is topical.
Well, no,
Like,
you would do
pass
it. They would purify it. You'd be eating, and you could slip it in like while they weren't looking, while they were eating. Because afterwards, it's free game. But you're right. Like it would be difficult.
Every bite purified.
That's
Is-
like legit. That's what I'd be
is
doing.
this topical? Just question. Like, could you pass it on him, or does he have to ingest it?
No, you'd have to ingest.
It's like the
it.
CIA. You have a cancer glove.
Well, I was like,
That's what they do. They have like uranium dust on them. And
But
they don't touch people.
he kind of glances back and he's just like, I've heard of the Danix Claw and your many feats, slaying the Hydra.
Do not speak until Danik has spoken.
He says, even more recently, I've heard that you slayed a Death Tyrant. The Death Tyrant.
That was all Danik, so.
He says, I myself have always abhorred undead creatures that mock what life should be. He says it's an honor to have you in the city. I know the two of you are from Okrose. He says that I hope that you are here for purely diplomatic purposes. I have no ill intent on you while you are here.
Some say assassination's the most diplomatic. No, I'm just kidding. Some say wyvern poison is the gentleman's
Most
drink.
people, they seem to be pretty relaxed. Like, they're not on guard that you're here at all.
I'm relaxed too.
Yeah,
I'm in my full armor.
I'll introduce
I have my
myself.
little hammer.
I am Mazrac, knight of the Chain Knights, and
So he says he knows who you are, and then he lists off all of you. He's like Escanar, like a member of the Masons, Gideon, messenger to Nofar.
What?
And then he like Avius, nephew to the Lord of Okrose, and your brother.
Turns out I'm not related.
are you
I'm like trauma dumping immediately.
are you aware that I
I'm telling him like I actually don't
taken
have parents and
the oath of
I'm not even
trust?
related.
Sorry.
Just trauma dumping.
He says he hasn't really cared to learn that deep about you. He's just learned basic information through like rumors on the streets.
I have an important message for you, and I wish to speak it with sobriety and sincerity.
You were a total jerk.
Do you have? I would like to cast Zone of Truth on myself, or I recognize it would be more effective if one of your own men would cast it on me, so that you may trust what I speak, beyond my oath alone.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
You look cut, bro. You've been working out.
Yeah.
Zone of
You're
truth.
kind of fat, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
What
It
was
was a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll.
I saw the ladder and the gun.
Okay.
I said nothing.
All right, 17.
Are any of them female guards, by the way?
No, they're all
Okay,
male.
so we're good.
He gestures to the Aarakocra, who does cast Zone
This
of
is what
Truth
it
around
normally
you.
I kind of wait for the
That's
signal
sick.
because he'll
That's
know
pretty cool.
when.
It's not quite
Well, I guess I
like
can
I
just
said,
choose to fail,
Did turn out kind of sick.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can choose to fail any check.
and so then the
Kinda
Aarakocra
sick.
would know that I failed.
Toposager doesn't seem super like. He pretty much is just like he thinks this is some sort of gimmick. So he's giving you like half his attention at the moment.
Yeah. So do I start with the assassination?
No, I think we leave that to the very end if needed.
Okay. So what do I start with?
Called by the gods. This is
Yeah,
a
right.
situation
Yeah, I was
in
like
the world.
everything.
Well,
We gotta stop the war. Stop the plane!
so
Their
yeah,
shoes don't
I'm
match.
trying to keep this quick, right?
He's got a passport.
An ancient being,
Black
even
Lives Matter,
the
the Black
creator of this world,
Will you get assassinated?
creator of the gods,
Tower
is
7.
returning to this world and will destroy it in less than a month's time. It's at the end of this month, right? It's the 18th, right?
So the very last month of the year. Oh, just kidding. Yeah, it's in
This was my last one before
it's
that,
in
I
the month
forgot.
of Ephnis.
Chuck
It's like
Podesta
after the
right
first
in a
of
cycle.
Each of us has been chosen by one of the individual gods to prevent
funny.
this apocalypse from taking place. We have been striving to unite the world, to bring peace and unity to it, so that we may prevent its destruction. We desire an end to the war with Okrose. A member of the royalty is here to aid in that. At this moment, the King of Okrose is holding the King of Delanar hostage unless he obtains your head. I fear for this for the well-being of my country, which I understand you have declared independence from, and you have your reasons. Nonetheless, I know that Delaran has a great purpose for you still. She has told me that last night.
So did your mom. He goes,
Danik
"Yo,
nudges
what?"
you, Gideon says, "That's what happened to me last night."
We need
So good I saw
your
Sauron.
aid, your people's aid, to fight the storm cult in Daver, and to settle things with Okrose. I have
Okrose's leader.
Okrose leader.
I have here a signed treaty.
I have plans for that, which, if you are willing to listen further, we can discuss. But we are here before you to prostrate ourselves and plead for an end to this war and a path forward that is beneficial to all. And perhaps most important to this, we are here to suppress a threat to your life.
So, before you do that last one,
Yeah.
Yeah, Toposager's like, we can't trust these
so you hit on 6 main points. I'm gonna have you do 6 persuasion checks, but the zone of truth has granted you a level of legitimacy, so you can make each check with advantage.
Legitimacy, what kind of magic is that?
So just tell me the just
That is probably
for each one.
All right, 20,
That's good.
21,
There you go.
24.
Yes.
Spending 10 to reroll. 19. Is that 4?
That was fine.
That's 5. I guess you would know. And 22.
You have one more.
Oh,
You counted the reroll, I think.
Yeah, probably. 21.
hey.
In the zone of truth, I say not as lying.
He says,
He says, what the fuck? What the hell did he say?
He takes his gun, shoots himself.
He's like in a bunker immediately.
Yeah.
he says that he has never stood down from a fight, nor has Okrose reached out to ever make some sort of alliance with him.
What do you think I'm here for?
He says that an alliance with Okrose would be considered if they would be willing to pay certain reparations for the death of their men, and if they were willing to.
Wait, did we start the war?
It was mutual.
That's not how that works. There's always
But-
a
Then I'll
first
say
shot.
it's
But
contended.
yes, technically, yes, your city declared war on them.
Okay, yeah, you would say that.
It's
Zone
in
of
the,
truth.
it's in the history.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, who wrote the history?
Yeah, so they say they would expect
AI.
reparations from Okrose for the men lost and the damages done. And second,
Your uncle probably
they would
did.
expect in the treaty to have access through Okrose unconditionally so that they could meet the mainland as they saw fit.
What do they
Why do
want
you
to
need
do?
an access to Okrose? I don't even get that.
So they can cross the bridge.
I thought the bridge didn't lead right into Okrose, does it?
They would, so they're pretty much, that's your territory.
It's really close.
They don't have to walk
Oh,
through
yeah,
the
yeah.
city,
Yeah,
but they're saying they'd have to, like, often pass through your lands, your kingdom.
We can probably negotiate this. That's probably fine. But I want something too.
Why wouldn't they just take the water?
I also want reparations and money. But
So-
I'll take it personally.
The north is blocked because when you go north,
Yeah.
you end up entering, like, the god's realm.
But you can just go around along the northern coast and then down the Squid
Yeah.
Sea.
I want you to get a new Death Knight for the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true. You could
Mo?
go down there. But for the most part,
But it's still like
but also there's no ports for them to do that.
oh, in here. They don't-
No, they could, but where would they go?
Oh, right, because Port.
Exactly, they have
yeah.
no connection to
Yeah,
the. They
right.
have to travel by foot.
I think those will be acceptable terms.
No,
now,
yeah.
the reparations will have to be worked out because there's obviously a lot of damage on both sides. But also, I see the strain that it has caused your people, and I
Yeah,
don't
he
like
also. It would have to be Okrose offering this alliance, in which he will accept if his conditions are met.
that. Yeah, that seems fair.
You
already know who I
Also-
am. I'm John Okrose.
The Lord of Okrose now is a monstrous tyrant who is more than willing to kill his own people for the sake of power.
We've seen
Um,
that.
Yeah, he tried to kill us like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Fuck.
He would happily march into Delanar if only to destroy the Lord of Okrose.
Now, we did explain to him that he's invulnerable, right?
Well, no,
Oh,
we
wait.
haven't.
This is where I kind of want to jump in. Is he done with his demands?
He laid out.
I just want to say, Your Highness,
2 red dragons.
we would love for you to join us, because we do have to. The King of Okrose needs to go. We've all agreed on that.
Yeah.
And we would love your help, and we can get you there today. Because our friend, is it your uncle that would then take it? That's better.
Well, my dad.
Your dad.
But so here's the thing. My dad's nice to me, but he's like notorious for being like a war criminal.
But
that's kind of cool. I agree.
yeah, but if they're there, and
No, anybody else would be way better because everybody else
Yeah.
is focused on not fighting the war, but they just want to fight devils.
yeah. So and that's the thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like
Bad little bitches,
I feel-
rebels.
I feel like if Toposager is there.
We can work something out.
Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we can take you there. We
Maybe
can
I'll
do-
be the governor.
We can set
Well,
this
that's what we really need,
negotiation.
is you to be king and me to be king.
We can set this
We have
negotiation
a heroic lineage. It
in
might
play
work.
and get it all squared away, and we want to do that.
Because I did think about that. Like, do we
Without
both need to
any
be
lives
high-level
lost on
politicians
either side.
afterwards?
And I understand that you like to flex your muscle a little bit, and we would love for your help down in Daver, where you could right some wrongs down there. Not that you did wrongs, but we need some help down there. Can I use your army? I don't know what I'm talking about. He's like
sweaty.
Yeah.
It would be good because
So,
Can I kiss your feet?
Yeah, I'm
Because
like,
the cult will
but-
come for them next.
But I do want to say you have access like to this coast. The storm is all about that.
So this is what he'll tell you. Obviously, because you have the zone of truth, he believes what you're saying, meaning that Chainyia is in great danger. He's heard that you guys have done incredible things. However, he's not seen it for himself, and to be honest, a lot of it's pretty far.
We can show you the death
And
tyrant.
it
Well,
sounds
you've heard
like
from Danik.
it
I
sounds like
understand you.
Danik has done most of the work, and Danik is just like,
He wasn't there for the
I say,
death tyrant.
Danik,
Is Danik in the zone of
come here to the
truth?
zone of truth, buddy.
no.
That's how we got.
We can show him the death tyrant head because Danik wasn't there for that.
Yeah, I can pull that.
He's like, you unleashed hundreds of thousands of unchained undead onto the planet. We're like, that was all us, baby.
Danik, actually.
he
Look, Danik
says
signed this saying
that
he was going to kill you.
one of the only people he hates more than the Lord of Okrose is your father, because it's him who has been leading the armies. It's him that has
doing a
been
pretty good
slaughtering
job, right?
his people. Yeah, he's like the head of the military.
And he's good. He's an artist.
He says that he respects people who fight with honor.
Thank you.
He hasn't seen you guys fight with honor.
Well,
However,
you haven't seen a
Oh,
witch
can I-
here.
he is.
Have you heard the song?
He's willing to see you fight with honor.
I was gonna say, dude, I might.
I turn around and punch Danik in the head as hard as I can, right in the center of the forehead.
He states that one reason he declared independence was because of the thumb of Nofar on the kingdom.
That's what I wondered.
Yes! We were just best friends. We just became best friends.
We dap him up.
Do you know that?
He
We dap him
Do you want
up.
some mithril, dude?
I forget I have the poison on my hand.
he will make you an offer, and he's going to be pretty strict with this offer. He doesn't see any other way this could work unless you agree to his terms.
Okay.
He has his army assembled, plans of which were to march towards Okrose with them.
Pussy.
Right.
However, he will march his army south. However, he expects you to march with him. If you perform well at the battle with the Storm Cults, perhaps he will consider an alliance, but he will not commit to an alliance with your father nor with your uncle.
I would say truce, not an
Well, here's the
alliance,
cool thing.
right?
I'm not
Alliance is-
technically related to them.
Alliance is better, but just not open war.
Yeah, truce is minimum. Right?
Yeah.
Alliance is
A
all
treaty.
necessary.
He
though.
says if you agree to fight along his side, he sees one way that he could make this work. Once his army has fought with Davir, the remaining Masons can join, and we can march north to Okrose. At which point we can dispose of all of your disgusting family members, and you can then take control. And he will gladly make an alliance with you if you prove yourself worthy in combat. But as far as any other member of your family, he does not see a possible way he could ever make peace with any of them.
I mean,
Wait.
when you say my
Okay.
family, do you mean
pretty much your father and your uncle. Most.
Wait, so he wants
Yeah.
to fight his father then? That's going to be part of the deal?
What about exile?
He just doesn't want his.
I'm gonna be honest. Atheus, from his upbringing, if it is the thing that has to be done, he won't not do it.
He's pretty much stating
He won't be
the
thrilled.
only
about
way
it, but
he will
would
make an
also
alliance
that
with
choice.
Okrose is if this Okrosian prince gains his trust, gains his respect, and then he usurps his family.
All right,
Takes the
I
throne.
roll
Pretty much
a-
how Toposager did to there.
I roll a charisma persuasion. Gonna spend the inspiration, and we make out.
Say no.
Yeah, I'd say
No deal, Howie.
no.
Um,
Your son tried to kill you though.
He
I-
doesn't
dude,
see.
I'm so
he
close to
doesn't
saying
see a
that.
way he could ever reunite with like David, or not with David, but with like Delanar. Their beliefs have just gone too far apart.
To be
However,
fair, you
I-
might need to take control of that too.
I
but-
agree.
he doesn't wish them any ill will either. He hopes that the sniveling, whining king gets his crap together, but he just doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want to bow.
Damn, this guy's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
We are.
I do like
We
it,
are
though.
aligned in this,
So,
and my number one goal is to restore Delaran Ja'linar's. Help me out with the word. Not loyalty.
Honor?
Reputation. Honor. There's another word
Prestige?
I'm searching for, but
PP.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, he pretty much is saying
integrity.
he thinks that like the whole pretty much all the royal families he is not a fan of. He wants to mix everything up. Delanar, he doesn't really care. He doesn't see the king as
Atheist
evil. But he
agrees.
doesn't want to be.
I like this game.
Because this whole time I was thinking we probably have to get rid of my
we should kill
my
either-
uncle and my dad.
And it could be
They're
you.
saying-
It could be
It's
you
like
or your
yeah.
brother too.
Yeah, I'm
It's like
going
5 seconds
to
before the Soda Truth starts to go out.
do whatever. I don't know what would be
Scary.
normal, but make a vow to him that I will prove myself as well as I do understand that this is the correct path for the world, even though I don't love it. They did raise me well, but I think Atheist's personality, even growing up, he did not like the things that they did, especially because he couldn't reconcile the fact that we serve like the God of Light, and we're supposed to be like this stuff, but they do a lot of bad things that don't make any sense. So
He has one last thing.
I'm not taking my
Last
clothes off.
request?
Yeah.
Okay.
Demand.
Demand.
He can see the war with Okrose ending if they had a leader he respected, and he could just have permission to pass through their lands if necessary. However, he sees the order of. He thinks that the culture of Atlantis and Holo is disgusting,
Hard agree, but
and though he may.
Oh,
Ethan made him their weeaboo gooners.
His only other agreement is if he chooses to make war in Atlantis, Okrose will stay out of it. After this, he
you
vows.
free Atlantis again? That's
He pretty much vows that he will not conquer any more of this part of the world, but he will not have a city this close to his city that is practicing such abhorrent beliefs. He's going to pretty much knock them out too.
I do agree,
Yeah.
man.
I do the scabbard thing. I pull my sword. It's in the scabbard. I draw it. I kill his throat. No, it's covered in the wyvern poison.
Oh, dude, he does like the.
But yeah, if
yeah, I
you
swear to him
Saga?
that I'll make sure that's what happens.
if you vow that your corrupted family will be removed and someone he can trust will be placed in, then he will vow to fight with your Davir as well, Davir, and he will vow to not wage war with Okrose any longer.
Is there some kind of magical vow we can do, or I guess that I'm in a zone of truth, so
The bond thing.
I vow to true. But I vow to him in the zone of truth that this will be done. I see why this needs to be done.
I swear on every life of every Mason.
Atheist didn't really ever want anything to do with his family political stuff, but now he's like, well, somebody has to do it.
And as far as Sauron, while he has not been the most loyal follower of Sauron, he has seen that the King of Delanar is full of untruths. And while he doesn't want to wage war with him, he doesn't respect him anymore either. So he believes that declaring his independence was something maybe Sauron wanted him to do. Though he's not really that
could see
religious.
that.
Did he hear about
But
my
I
cool
don't think we
speech I
should
made?
Yeah.
No.
Unless there's.
Here Danik made a sweet speech though.
Yeah.
And convinced a bunch of people.
'Cause if we do,
There's
that's some
one
weird coup
more
right now.
important
Yeah,
matter.
that's the only issue. Why I don't want to tell.
And I want.
That's why I was like, I don't want to kick
uh,
the boogaloo off by accident.
I want to say Toposager, and I
And we
cast
can use him as
command.
a
surrender.
What's the save?
Wait,
A 17.
And what it like?
Charisma.
are you doing it?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Is this what you were just saying you didn't want me to do?
Yeah.
I've had a lot. It was really good though. Thank you.
We're showing.
Put it on my ice cream.
Stream.
I did.
He has a +0.
There you go.
It was a good cause.
That's a fail.
And you grew those, right? Those are from the garden?
He
They're
needs
good.
to know.
They turn out good.
He drops the weapon he's holding.
And I'll say, unfortunately, your son has conspired against you to deprive you of your
We just.
Oh no.
I think it's
of the
fine.
city.
He got commanded and he failed, so
By the way, we weren't gonna say that.
I think it's fine here now.
Yeah.
You so pretty much you said that he was going to plan to kill you.
And
Well,
like, I'll.
let's see. It starts that war, and now it's
What war was that?
or like all of the Eric Cochran that
The crew cuts just fine.
Oh.
like he knows that there's a bunch of people.
Well, there wasn't that many. It was like high-level officials.
Better for him to know that his son is plotting against him.
That-
Otherwise,
that's-
Well, and this might be a good chance to, if they're in
I
the
just
food
didn't want.
mood.
I just didn't want to do it right before.
No, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
But it might be good because this might be a really fast way to prove ourselves if we like fight off.
That
I was like,
yeah.
I was like worried that he'd have a second vial and like.
I was more worried he'd
That's-
have like shooters.
Yeah.
One more ice cream, you guys are okay?
No,
Good,
it's
thank
so
you.
good. I had 3.
He gestures to like
3 bites. 'Cause
he
it's
gestures
fucking
to like his men, and they grab him and they try they drag him into the zone of truth. And he says like, I want to hear it from him.
I grabbed the
I
vial.
went to
Zone
bed
of
and I.
Truth fades right then.
I grabbed.
Was that his save for it? Because he just keeps rolling it. It's every round.
Then for
That's-
6 seconds.
Yeah, that's how you like can because you know when it takes effect. So as long as you can restrain the person in the zone of truth, then it's an.
And you also know when they're lying. If you're
Oh, I thought you
faster,
could
right?
lie in the zone if you.
You
if
can, but I think the
succeed.
person
No,
casting
you just
knows
can't.
they're lying
You just
always.
no. You can't lie. You just can't. You literally can't lie. You just can't talk. Isn't that it?
Yeah, you can choose not to
But-
speak.
But
So,
I do.
I see.
I
let me
do
just read it for
want to
you.
hold the vial and say, Toposager, tell your dad what this is and what this is for.
Okay, until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area
Because I've
for
never
the
seen
first
this
time
before in my
on a
life.
turn or starts its
Oh, really?
turn there must make a charisma saving throw.
He said it all
On
on
a
his grape
failed
juice.
save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
So he can lie, but they wouldn't know if he was telling the truth or not.
No, he can't lie.
Yeah, it just
He
said
can-
on a
Fail.
yeah,
But he succeeded.
yeah. He
But
succeeded.
you know he
So which
succeeded,
means he's not
which means
compelled.
you know he's lying.
Yeah, so they know he succeeded, but he
Yeah.
can tell the truth and lie. They don't know if he's
Yeah,
doing either.
yeah, but then 6 seconds later, he needs to make the check again, and that's why
Yeah, 'cause if
you
start
basically
your turn.
that's why you basically just wait for the spell to kick in because you know if they succeed or fail.
Yeah, you
So
can
you just
hold
wait
it there.
until they fail, and
And how
then,
long does it last?
10 minutes,
And they have it, and you have
and they
it.
have
we-
I see. So you're saying you could pretty much just hold them there forever.
yeah.
Well, as long as you can. hold
So
them.
I do show him the thing and ask, "What is this?" And who is it for, and what is this?
I will say probably for the he just doesn't say anything.
I say, "My
Don't
lord,
incriminate
Pleading
the,
the fifth.
the silence is deafening."
I invoke Lord
Yeah,
Ipsum.
Toposager agrees that silence is worse. Well, he prefers silence to any sort of lie, but obviously,
Death of democracy
I do
happening
say,
right in front of our eyes, boys.
I do say, I know most of the Aarakocra, not most, a lot of the Aarakocra are pretty pissed off that the Kenku are, that you're treating the Kenku with respect.
yeah, he knows that.
And so he's been conspiring with probably the old guard of this
Tell me, Toposager, have you heard of
cabal.
Helter Skelter, the race war?
Oh my god.
You look at me like crazy.
he'll-
walking
yeah,
there.
Like you have the...
He
I'm doing the
condemns
dance.
his son to the dungeons until he can get further questioning to like root out this problem, and then after that, he'll probably hang him. He's been he's suspected that his
I
son
say
has
what?
been disloyal for a long time.
You're gonna hang him.
I'd say, sorry,
I'm not okay with that.
Sorry, my lord. I didn't want to. We didn't want to bring it up, but you've been so gracious. It would have been distasteful if we didn't.
And your Secret Service
He
has
says
a
that
weapon shoot first order.
if threat was not imminent to the realm of Chainyia, perhaps he would be more restrictive on the deal he makes.
To be
However,
fair, his terms are pretty good to us.
Yeah.
I kind of like this guy more than every other king we've
It's like,
dealt
bro,
with.
I don't hate. I think we just. I like this guy.
Yeah, I'm still gonna
What
poison him
can I
because I
say?
want
That
his
happens
speed,
to
but
us a lot, like with the tower. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna go mess this guy up.
well, the tower was a good
you're
bait
really
and switch.
cool.
The tower was actually a good human,
Yeah.
and like this guy is also. The tower was.
Danik
like,
is
sick.
also just like, the conqueror of Atlantis will know suffering when their day comes.
I say, Danik, you saw the dick shield, right? He's like, what? That's what
love it.
he's been wearing it forever. He has a tattoo on his forearm.
So yeah, Toposager is
They make the dick shield.
yeah, he's willing to march. Wipe this. He wants to wipe the Storm Cold out. Not only to rid them, but he also wants. This is also all pretty much standing on like proof that you guys are like good warriors, essentially.
Which we are. We've done a lot of decent work.
What was I gonna say?
I say, Danik, we do right after all, brother.
We are going back to Delanar though, right?
Yeah, so like
Come
we
with
have
us?
further plans we want to discuss, but now's probably not the time because he's got this big meeting to do. But like before we actually set out, I think we'd like to discuss plans because players to DM, it would be great if we could teleport with Toposager back to the capital, do our little plot, take care of his uncle right away.
And Toposager probably is thrilled to.
To take care of him,
Yeah.
right? And then
We say a different assassination.
we
happens
could
today,
go
brother.
to the port.
Fate had another
Right.
plan.
What if
Clear that,
Toposager
and
dies there?
I
The
could think
Chain
about that.
Knights and Toposager's army
I could think
meet
about that.
at the same time
But he won't die.
in Dave.
So
I won't let it happen.
he's okay with this plan except for one thing.
I work for
He
the
would
Storm
be
Lord.
happy to have the opportunity to fight, especially if it's going to be against the Lord of Okrose. He would freaking
Would killing him
love that.
show you my drive?
However, the problem is he's not willing to travel into Delanar without his
Yeah, that's
entourage.
fair.
Sure. How many is that?
Well, you have Dennis Claw
No.
with you. Do you need anyone else?
Because
Say, will you take?
well, we can do 9,
Yeah.
right?
And we would leave your brother behind. We'll tell you in a second.
Yeah.
Well, you read the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kill your dad, BRB.
Do any of them have teleport? Like, does
Actually, I
these
don't
people
want to
have
kill
teleport?
my dad / not actual
No,
dad.
The wizard
But
would
he's
have
going
mind.
to jail.
Because yeah, totally understandable,
well, he's
and
going
we'd
to
love
make
to
the
have his
deal.
entourage there as well.
He won't deal with my dad or my uncle because they're both like war
Because of the
criminals.
war crimes.
So I'll
Yeah,
have to make the deal.
he's more than willing to do that as long as he can bring along.
I'm gonna secede the throne to Danik.
He can bring his entourage.
That's
Yeah,
all you
absolutely.
say.
So
No, it'd be my brother.
here's
and
the
me, for
full
sure.
plan. We have a temple
My wife.
of the Gods
I'm a
scroll,
sugar
spell
mama.
scroll.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that like at the Road to Peace where we kind of made that speech, right? To create a temple to the Pantheon, kind of like what was here. Primarily, I thought it would be Eos to help the king, like, that's his
Yeah.
but it would have images of everything. I also was wondering if that would fulfill Rattle's thing of creating a temple to Yagu, because that's like one of his goals. And so it'd be this 24-hour temple.
I think it's cleansing the Temple of Yago.
Yeah, I think he wants to cleanse.
Yeah, he wants to
it.
cleanse the one that's already there.
Okay, so it's not
Which
just creating a
Toposager
temple.
also was like, but also he wants to get rid of all their religion. So
Anyway,
hard agree.
we
That's
would
all I'll
create
say about that
we
one.
would create this temple.
However, his other goal is to free the Kenku of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be after.
So we would create this temple, right? And it's like this grand thing, and we have Toposager hiding in there, basically, I guess, with his entourage, and then basically tell his uncle, like, Toposager's here, come. And I think there was a hope that, like, maybe being in this temple would kind of reclaim him to his senses, and maybe we could save him. But at this point, I think it's like, no, he needs to die. So then it becomes an effective trap,
Okay.
right? And
Oh, that is a little stinky.
Anyway, so that's
Better keep that in mind.
kind of the goal. How's Toposager feel
That's a
about
two-member
that plan?
special
So
right
you're
there.
gonna try to lure him into the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine to
Like
meet him on any
little
ground.
Toposager?
Lure his uncle
Oh.
to the temple.
But he won't come out of the palace, right?
I don't know.
Because it's a real small force in there. I don't think he ever wants to. Because the people don't know that it's been taken over because
Right.
he won't leave.
So that's why I was hoping.
Can you create it inside the palace, the throne room?
I mean, I just need 120 feet space. So the streets should be big enough
Yeah,
just to do it. I mean, I could probably do it right outside the keep.
true.
or
I'm fine with it as long as we think it'll work.
I just thought that that would be a more protected environment because
Yeah.
we can decide who can enter
Yeah.
and who can leave, and it would keep everything protected. So even
Yeah.
if terrible things go down, nothing's going to destroy the walls of
That's
the
a
temple.
good point. That is a good idea.
But yeah, I was hoping if we kind of fashion the front of it as EOS, that would help lower your uncle's guard further.
True. I did think about if we send him to Eos's plane and inform her beforehand, if we go, she could tell us where he is and potentially let us go there if we teleport. Like we could fight him on her plane, which was the opposite of the Devils.
Right.
Because I'm assuming they won't be able to enter her plane.
Right.
Which is the only other thought I had. But also, I don't know how it works with. I don't think we can force him to fail the save, right?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if the temple might work easier.
So question in regards to how many people we can go. It'd be us 4, 5 because we count Carson, and then Toposager and 3 guys.
Sounds like a table match.
Yeah.
That'd be 9. And so so sorry. So we're gonna deal with the king, the Mad King,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna take Toposager and his dad to the temple.
I don't know about his dad. He's got to figure that one out.
Oh, I thought that's.
We don't need him to be in the temple, right?
It's really just getting his uncle.
He wasn't even going around my uncle last time. My dad didn't even go in the throne room.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about him because he doesn't really matter. He won't be calling any of the damn shots after. Although I don't want him to disappear.
That's what I'm saying, Dave. I feel like maybe if we have a spiritual moment at the temple, that's kind of what those are known for, dude. Maybe they can even make peace, and if they don't make peace,
Right.
we still have our deal. And
I mean that is good.
I would like to cleanse my uncle before. In my mind, I know he's going to have to die regardless. It's a political thing. He's going to have to be tried for probably essentially war crimes.
Right.
And make a fucking deal with Tiamat.
wait, I thought this was your dad, the one that didn't go into the thing.
The one in the pact is my uncle. The one that pulled me aside in the room in the dark was my dad.
Yeah, so but he doesn't. Toposager doesn't like your dad.
Correct.
Doesn't
Or
like
the
either.
Right. So we're gonna kill your uncle, but shouldn't we try to maybe make peace between the dad? And even if that doesn't work,
He
then
won't make peace with the dad, but I don't want to kill him either.
He said he hated his dad more than the Lord of Okrose.
I know,
But
but if we're in
maybe-
the temple,
Maybe we could get away with just an exile
Oh
or
my
banishment.
God, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe he doesn't have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that was my
I like
thought.
your idea of one last chance for no bloodshed.
Yeah.
And everyone chills.
Well, it fulfills
out.
Mazrac's thing as well.
Well,
mercy.
And what we've both worked towards
and
at this
does
point.
do you have an issue? Does your character have an issue being would you tell your dad, Dad, this is the deal I made to save our country?
Yeah, I would tell
I'll
him
have
for
to
sure.
kill you.
Yeah, I would tell. And my country is it's Japan. It's super pragmatic. He would very much understand. Look, this is the decision I made. I don't want to do this, but I'm grateful for everything, Pops. But you've been torturing people in dungeons and being a lunatic, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna go cut the arms off the head research guy when we get back. And then
Maybe part of the restitution is he has to go. I don't know.
usually
Go dungeon diving.
it's
and get
a
some loot.
murderous thing. I'm wondering if maybe we could exile him to the descendants and make him do hell dives over and over. If that would be acceptable.
Well, yeah, and bring back loot
Yeah.
and give that to.
That's part of the restitution.
Yeah.
I that was my thought.
Because it's sending him to the wall in Game of Thrones.
That
right?
was my exact
It's
thought.
he won't have any power. He's gonna be.
Yeah, odds are he'll die. If he doesn't die, he's doing something valuable.
Yeah.
Yep, that was my thought.
And 90% of it goes to Toposager.
Yeah. And I'm the governor.
You
Dude,
got all that, Tobin?
I don't.
Oh, just the important parts.
It'll all play out naturally, smile.
So
I do embroider myself with the
we
Danny
should
symbol.
we
though.
should do this then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Let's get going.
And then following this, we would bring Toposager back here. He would lead his army down south.
Oh, he has to make a speech.
Yeah, he does have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
It's like, son.
we would cleanse the port.
Right as it starts, we teleport.
And then we bring all of them together. Chain Knights, Toposagan's army,
Well,
all
wait.
come into David.
Oh wait.
So we've
okay,
done
so-
the recommended
so-
side
so-
quest now to have the NPCs show up in the last battle.
So let's do this. Hold on. I know that's what we're trying to do. So we're gonna do. Your brother is going to Okrose right now, right?
Because of what we talked about? We haven't said that.
Well,
Or
I
does he
think-
need to get the...
I think
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna talk to Tobin about that. But well, we
Cuts
also
to him, he like drove it into a lake, he's dead.
well, we also need to figure out what happens at the end of when we meet the King of Okrose.
Because a lot will change right then.
Yeah, because maybe we don't want to give it to them. So,
I don't want to give it to them at all right now, but eventually.
but yeah, it's like eventually,
Yeah.
and that would be the defense. It's like having the Iron Dome. If by chance Daver went not
So
Daver,
Daver's paying.
Toposager went back on the road.
You're telling me I get the Iron Dome
Shut
and
up.
somebody else is paying for it all the time?
If Toposager goes back on their word, then they'll have the freaking Infernal Engine
Yeah.
at Okrose that they'll have to face.
Well, we have the ability to like merge ourselves with Tiamat apparently, so...
There you go.
Like, we have nukes, we have the bigger nukes.
So what's going to happen is right now, he's going to give his speech. Then they're going to start marching south. We go into Delanar, do our thing in Delanar. Once that's done, we send him back. Right? We send Toposager and his guys back.
But we march with them, yeah.
No.
Well,
Because isn't that what that was part of the
he said
requirement.
march, but I think it was to fight.
Yeah, it's really more about
when we
fighting.
fight, right? So then we take the Chain Knights, go liberate
The
Port. We're just gonna call it Port.
Port J.
Port J.
Port
Once
Jess,
that's done,
Leeds,
then we
Port
meet up.
Mazrac.
I don't know how or where we're
Port
gonna meet up.
Ridgedale, yeah.
I guess they have ships, right? And we would have just gotten to port.
Yay.
So anyway, we take the Chain Knights and we would meet them and pin with the huge army of Toposager, which I didn't think was a thing. That was a great. When you were talking, did you know they had an army?
Yeah, they're
You know these
fighting
niggas had
Okrose.
It's just
all the
red.
time?
Anyway, but
Yeah, I was like, there's a war, dude.
yeah, I don't know. But
War,
anyway, so
motherfucker.
yeah, then we pinch through Daver, and then hopefully, while also maybe getting.
Daver is an island, right?
Daver's on the
Chud is an island.
Chud is the island.
Okay.
Daver's on the- So we're gonna have to go there by boat.
That works.
Well, we have
though.
a
I mean,
big-
it's
There's
still
a bridge.
territory.
There is a bridge, but it goes right.
And we
it
happen to
practically
be
goes
pretty
right
good
into-
friends with a...
Most of the armies will have to march.
Yeah.
Some of them might be able to go, but for the most part, the only people that have access to like huge fleets are.
Now, we are very good
But
friends with
isn't
druids
Toposager
who are like water druids.
isn't Toposager on the coast though? Couldn't they go down the side?
They can't
Yeah, it's
go
not
to
a-
the southern end.
Yeah,
They
but
can't go
it's
to the
also-
southern end because of the shredded sea. They can't go around the northern because of Okrose.
Yeah.
And also, they have some
But
ships
soon that
because
will
they
change.
don't trade and they don't really fight on the ocean. They don't have enough ships to transport their entire army.
And if
They
we can get-
would have had a naval force from the war, but that's 50 years ago. So like those ships are old at this point.
So my guess is there might be if Toposager's moving their whole army and has to go next to Fanes. Can we see the map?
And if this goes well, we will have Okrose's army as well. If everything goes as well as we can hope.
Yeah.
And then we can... Hopefully that helps bury the hatchet too, instead of them killing each other in the middle of a war with somebody else. Hopefully they can...
Because like, I'm just scared. I'm not scared, but a big roadblock would be Fanes, right?
Yes.
Air.
Yeah.
And I
You
don't
mean no far?
no far.
we can walk right
I
through
don't-
there.
Yeah, I don't want
Come on.
our armies completely lost.
Come on.
Okay, so let's see. This is.
I should
this
print a
is-
bunch of chess
So
pieces
this is
and
what I
stuff.
talked about. Like
I have
cutting
a bunch of those
across would maybe be
that we
wise.
used in that one.
I
Okay,
did
yeah.
just test prints on this. I
Like,
printed the
Fanes
people
is
who make
obviously
the
gonna
cool
know
3D
that's
printed chess
happening,
pieces
but
that, like,
at least they
morph,
know
like
going
they can,
through this.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
turn and change into things.
So yeah, I guess we have to get
I haven't
logistics
printed
there.
anything in like 2 weeks now though.
How long it's gonna take them to get there, and
Need to start again.
it,
Yeah, so they'll have to march,
Yeah. Like that.
And then they have wilderness they have to go through. Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. There's a road right here. Oh, but they can't go through Fane. So, yeah, they have to cut through and go that way.
Yeah.
And then these people will actually get there probably sooner. Because they're friends with Parthindel and,
Yeah.
well...
The
they're
Chain
friends.
Knights, you mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how big they are, but we'd like to put them on our ship here and sail.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you could do that.
What about those druids? Is it possible to... Can they all turn into giant whales and everybody ride inside them? Or are you going to tell me the Bible's fake?
They could... In this world, they likely could transport themselves
It's true
and
in
maybe a
all
few
worlds.
other people, but not en masse. Really make
And I'd like for them to fight, but they might help us.
Now, if we clear up
Once I
that...
doubt them.
If we kill those snakes, the aboleths can come help.
That's a good idea.
That's what I was
Anyway,
thinking.
so we need to figure out. Yeah, so the Chain Knights won't have to march, but David would.
Because I do
But that-
like...
That kind of works because we gave them like a week's time.
Yeah.
Right, and it's going to take a week to.
I do like fighting the lightning and those guys, the 5 or however many chosen with strong heroes as well with us makes me more
We're
comfortable
gonna
with
get
it.
Topaz.
They can use their lightning on those guys.
Tazbo's
Topaz.
here. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's chilling in here.
I don't know why he
didn't-
has any reason to like us, but yeah.
I did want to get
We
Atlantis.
saved
Oh,
him from
we're gonna.
becoming vampire
True.
spawn.
I do.
Or Sulcan.
Yeah, let's see. So if we could get Lannis and Tazbo with us on the boat.
We did save him, and we
Right there.
introduced him to the most horrors of all time and helped his arch nemesis fix that machine. And then the only reason we killed him is because he didn't give us the thing we wanted.
Danik would be our
Tazbo's like,
voice.
yo.
Danik is probably gonna march with them.
Like, I have no mouth,
Danik.
but, so I must
So
scream.
then Tobin-
Showed him.
And like, let's just iron this out. So while they're marching, your brother's gonna march with them. He's then gonna come here.
I'm kind of scared leaving him
He's
there.
gonna come to
Yeah,
Okrose.
he's murdered because all the troops just
Yeah.
hate Okrosians.
He's gonna come to Okrose,
That's right.
and hopefully, this is what we wanted to do. He was gonna get, I don't know.
So the reason Toposagan suggested marching his armies to Okrose is because if the lords die, all the other lords in the city will then fight for power. It's not a king. It's not a king over everyone.
it's-
There's all these houses that are constantly fighting
And
for
we just
power.
happened to win the last
And
one.
if he wipes out his whole house, they're not just going to be like, oh, it's next in line.
But that's why I was like, if
No,
we kill...
they're going to all fight for power.
If we take over from my uncle and dad and then I marry whatever that bitch's name is, then it's like the strongest families combined. Now we don't have to worry about the power struggle.
When he also offered, because they'd be like, hey, I'm the new Lord of Okrose, and by the way, I have my people behind me in Okrose, and I have literally the Topos rock with me too. That was his suggestion because, if most likely all of the lords are going to be immediately against you and be like, oh, no, we're in charge now. Even his family killed the previous family.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what we wanted to do, we thought it'd be cool. I'm kind of thinking there's no logistical way of doing this. Is we wanted your brother to come here to grab the Hellfire
Infernal
Engine.
Engine.
Infernal Engine. I still think we should do that, but we were gonna have it go down to Daver. That's not gonna happen.
It also seems you have to consider, which this is going to happen anyway, but there is going to be a period of time that's going to get just kind of eaten. Not for you guys, but for all the armies to get there.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, so
How many-
What we
Be
would
the
do,
Chain Knights.
real quick.
I like
So then this, your brother still goes. He marches to here with everybody. Then he splits off. He can go get some friends, go get the machine, come back. By the time that we
Bert
fought,
Kreischer?
what? The machine. Shut up. By the time that we're done fighting, whatever, because Daver is gonna come back up, right? If Daver comes back up, not Daver. Gosh dang it. Toposager comes back up here, and your brother comes here with the engine. You're gonna have the engine on our side and the entirety of the rock.
The engine on your family side, maybe you should make that difference.
Yeah.
That helps your family.
Yeah, I was gonna say
preserve
on
power.
your
The clan has more power than ever now.
Yeah.
He'll probably need people to go with him, though.
Yeah, no. So that's why
Yes.
maybe.
I wish
I
I,
don't
had
want-
married
I
her
don't want
earlier
Danny
now.
to
That would have
die,
solved
but-
a lot of issues. But
but-
unfortunately, we had to go to marital counseling because my good friend Mazrac was flirting with my wife or my fiance over and over, and it was
You
stressing me out.
encouraged it.
Yeah, I did, but I'm a cuck.
But maybe there's a chance that we could have. Oh, dude, we could send a message to Tazbone and have him come up here because he's already been there.
Oh yeah.
We can send him there. We can have.
And we can have Danik
We can
assemble a
have
full
Danik
claw.
here. But then they want to be at the fight.
Because Danik could probably rally. We could make like an adventurers guild out of ourselves at this point.
Dude,
It's
what
massive.
What if Danik could
We
get a
can call
couple?
ourselves the Silver Boar Gold.
Oh, I love that, dude. The Iron Boar.
I know.
Yeah, I guess we would need to figure out who we can get to go with him. Tazbo definitely could. He wouldn't be in the last fight or the fight with Daver.
Hard
Which I'm
part is
cool
though,
with
then
that.
Tazbo would have to you have to account for time of Tazbo wherever he is traveling there, then traveling there.
We can
We
always
could probably
Uber.
teleport him.
But you don't know where
Yeah.
he is. I guess you could ask him.
We can, we can message, ask him, grab him,
He said no.
grab a couple of his dudes if he has a new party.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, we have a sick adventure for you. Come, and then he does. Bring him here.
I want the rights to the castle though from the vampire we killed.
That's cool, man. It's pretty crap.
That's
I tried
right.
fixing it up.
Maybe that can be like a joint.
Bed and
That's where
breakfast.
the. Now you're talking my
Well,
language.
maybe that's Tazbo's.
That's where Toposager and Okrose do joint exercises.
Right. Yeah.
That's like the barracks for joint exercises.
So,
It's NATO.
what do you guys think about that then?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
So we would leave him. We need to message home
Hasbro.
Tazbo,
Yes,
and,
homo.
and we can pick.
Turns
him
out
up.
he's here also.
Yeah.
One of the women in the tavern.
Oh, bro.
He takes off his Kenku mask.
He was the one squealing.
Gosh dang it. Okay, but now Tobin knows our plan.
I really don't. I'm so confused.
I don't know that much either. That's the main thing.
So
Well, the plan is you're going to move troops.
We're trying to assemble as many things as
There's
possible.
going to be,
in
but
favor.
you guys are going to do a big army fight here first.
next
Yeah.
time, yep, that's
Yeah.
our next thing.
Well, next time you're going to confront him,
Yeah.
That's right.
and then you're going to hopefully confront this.
Well, the fight will be 10 minutes. What?
After that, you want to pretty much, you're going to have to contact a lot of people and try and arrange it, or are you going to have them march down now?
They're
They're
marching
marching
down
now.
now, just like his plan.
Well, they're not marching down now. He hasn't given a speech yet.
That's right.
But that was his. Like,
Hopefully
Yeah.
they start marching along with him, right? March, 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 march. He comes
March,
here,
march, march.
and we tell Tazbo we get the people here because that's going to take 2 days,
yeah,
3
about 2
days. I don't know.
They keep
They
marching.
keep going. While that's going, I'll be this guy. Beep, 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 beep. You can,
And then we come here and do this thing. And then
and they're still going,
we sail.
and we have our thing, and then this guy comes back. Beep, 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 beep. 'Cause it's gonna take a couple days. We fight here, blah 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 blah. We win. This is
I'm imagining like every time we do anything now, it's like a
Then
scene cut. Like,
we're coming
Danik, we
up.
love you. And it's just like a fast forwarding us to the next place.
We're
It's just the
coming
same
up.
thing.
This guy comes back here. We march up. We're probably doing side quests.
Yeah, we're popping.
While
all
they're
over
marching
the
up,
side quest, right?
Popping,
We
walking,
pop
we're
up
doing all
right
sorts of
here. These two meet up. We figure out what's going on here.
Just in time for an island show.
And above that, you have missions you have to do to be able to fight an island.
shit. So,
Well, yeah, I guess as we're doing this,
we did
We
give
would've-
his people the thing to research, right? The stone?
Yes.
I believe we
Yeah, you
did.
already did it.
The anti-death stone?
Yeah, didn't you already come up with a... Oh yeah, they're developing...
The wizard
they're
told
developing
us
something
2 ways
help
to
you.
do it.
Right,
They're
right,
developing an actual technology.
Yeah, they're developing a way to do that.
They're
And-
Boston
but that's the
Dynamics,
only
making
one
shit that
you've
doesn't
solved thus far.
Yeah.
You know the solution to the second one.
We have
Got
the-
info.
well,
We have
after
the
after the
other
fight, we actually are gonna run into mine.
And what's the third thing you guys learned?
We have the scroll to make it a true eclipse.
Yeah, that's right. And so you have 2 more
total
that
eclipse
you
of the
don't
heart.
even know yet.
Yep.
That you'll have to solve.
And those will be side quests, right?
And
While
one of
that's
them
so
is the
happening-
right,
character's
right
not
after
here.
David, because we're right there, we're just gonna take our boat.
Yeah,
right
and Ethan's
there.
not ever here anymore, so that's hard. But now Danik is a chosen one as well, so
Yeah.
he's an island's chosen. I am wondering about his dream.
He's the rattle replacement.
We didn't actually. Oh no, we did use his question at the pool. We should find another rando to ask the question of what Danik's dream meant.
Well, when you've done all that, you'll still have some time to wrap a few things up
Yeah,
before an island comes. Probably.
because we want to level up as much as possible too.
Yeah.
Once all this like craziness is blown over, it'll hopefully have like a little bit of time before like some relative peace to just focus.
Well, we need
on.
our like rest arc.
The
We need a
final
beach
save
episode.
point in an RPG.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we need our beach episode, like Final Fantasy style. We have to have.
Well,
the
you
time
also,
in
I
between.
mean, yeah, you need mithril from either here, where you know you
Oh,
can get
shit,
some,
yeah.
or if you free this place.
Look,
then
we got
here.
Toposager on our back, and he doesn't like that nigga devil. Oh wait, but you guys can't fight the devil because you're all pussies or whatever. So
It's just me.
that's what's
Ayer,
good.
you mean?
Yeah,
Whoever,
everybody can
Nofar
fight
has
him.
the mithril though, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to fight
Yeah,
him.
he's
Yeah, but
blocking
he can't.
mithril, but if you free
Wait, no,
this,
you're free.
Yeah, it's like he can now.
Nofar probably just give us mithril.
And if
dude.
we have the entire army right there, we just go
Yeah, you
in
guys
there.
He will if I had.
We can just march in there.
I'm a king now.
you also
Well,
know
so
where mithril mine is
after
here,
Pacticide and Regicide, I'll be the king.
but you know.
Just don't shake his hand.
I do.
Please don't shake his
Wait,
hand.
we have the Wyvern poison. Nofar, shake on him, bro.
You also, I mean, the thing is too, not to add more complexity to this, but you can think about the future a little bit. Like, for example, there's a mithril mine here, but it's been so problematic only having one, because let's say
It
we
runs
do the
out.
world history thing, and they end up, like, declaring war on them,
Yeah.
or something, right? So, even establishing a mithril mine here might still be useful for the history.
I do like the idea that the
Just in
history
general.
generator, after we do all this work, can be like, and they went back to war the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, it
and-
does. This is pretty good.
Yeah,
People
potentially.
suck.
And yeah, exactly. New wars will
That's
develop.
exactly
Like
right.
peace won't last, right? Never will. Because we're gonna do probably another 400 years, right? Forward every time.
Let's do 4,000.
That would take too long.
And then
Some of
we
these
all can memorize
kingdoms,
it.
sadly, probably won't even be here. You know?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, mine only has one city, so.
There might be
Yeah,
a couple
yours-
new ones.
Yeah, there'll be new ones for sure.
Mine's a big boy, though. Mine's a huge city.
I think Fane
With
is,
3 guilds, nigga.
Fane's is pretty big too.
Thanes is the biggest.
Ah! That was good, dude. That was a sassy one, bro.
All right,
Oh! No.
it's 12:30, so just remember everything you talked
It's
about.
12:30?
10:30.
Feels like 12:30.
You should admin me in the Discord, Tobin, so I can make all the channels and stuff.
Can you give the speech before we
What
go?
more channels do we need?
It would be better to have more text channels and stuff for general discussion, like so we can put plans like this and stuff in.
Actually, that would be a good idea.
That's how Cliff's is laid out. It works pretty well.
And I could post the map and stuff.
I have
there,
a
too,
gooning
so you
one.
guys
Do you want to do the speech now or next time?
We'll probably start next time with the speech.
Speech.
Just because it's 10:30.
There-
I
there's a
woke
good
up 4 a.m.
chance
or 3 a.m.
This is probably my last time here.
Of all
physically.
time?
Oh, really? Oh,
For
because your
Because you
baby's
do,
coming.
man.
a very long time. I'd say probably until definitely until next year, but
So you mean you won't even get to fight the Storm Cult guys?
I'll be online.
You don't think she'll
I
just
will
go to her
play.
parents at all with her?
Not with both. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I feel like
I wouldn't trust my baby with those idiots.
they're Brazilian. You married a Brazilian, get used to it.
These are.
Yeah, and I didn't use Discord
You
today. 'cause
eat
I don't
the
have it on my
Fulber pouch
phone,
and you-
but, I am planning on probably using
That
Discord
sounds like a
from now
Brazilian
on.